back. It is the final match here in week 4 of stage 3. I'm your host, Chris Puckett, joined at the desk. We got two very large men. We got Crumbs as well as the 6'7" Swede Reinforced, who turned down his NBA career to pursue his passion as a esports analyst in Overwatch. We appreciate your decision.
It wouldn't matter because I'd ride the bench either way.
Yeah, I like it. It's collecting money in both settings. I like this. Let's get into the games though, right? All right, we got Seoul, of course, losing to New York, and that is going to be a great opportunity now for Philadelphia. They're getting help from London. They're getting help from New York, as Philadelphia is still in the hunt for a playoff spot. They're all the way down at number 8, but a win here today, especially a 4-0, would jump them as high as 5th place ahead of the Outlaws.
Yeah, it's the help that you never really want. Seoul beats you first, and then they lose and make it a little bit harder for you. But this match with Fusion against the Shanghai Dragons, they absolutely need to crush this one. But the map differential will come into play if they want to go into playoffs.
And looking at Philadelphia's record recently, well, in Stage 3, remember, this is your squad that finished 2nd in Stage 2. They went all to the finals there. Well, here in Stage 3, they opened up 4-0. They've lost 3 straight.
Yeah.
What's going on? Because they've dropped the Game 5 to New York, they dropped the Game 5 to Seoul earlier in the week, and they fell to the San Francisco Shock. So where's Philly at right now? Are they still a juggernaut squad?
They are, but I think this match is telling for what happened in that match against New York. The fact that they lost the finals in reverse sweep fashion, rather try to do it again and ended up getting reverse swept again with a very difficult schedule against Shock. I think that the team currently is trying to find themselves back into their old form, and this match will be telling of that. If they don't show up the way that they do for finals today, I'm going to think that they're probably not making it.
Yeah, and in many ways, I think a lot of these teams, players in the Overwatch League, they need to learn how to lose, how to mentally be ready to lose. And so when you listen to Poco, when they're up 2-0 versus New York, and he says, guys, we cannot get reverse swept against New York again. When you're up 2-0, I mean, that just describes the mentality going on in the squad. So you need to dig yourself out of a hole. You've lost 3 straight, but if you really want to be that top squad, you need to start performing regardless of the past matches. It's in the past. You need to move forward.
Absolutely, and if you remember back at the start of the stage, Philly was one of the best teams at Game 5. To lose 2 back-to-back, it's a little bit surprising. We'll see if it goes the distance. Will they get the win on Oasis today? But looking at this squad, they fell to Seoul, and Philadelphia seemed to be off, Johnny. Their attacks weren't as smooth as they were in the past.
Incredibly uncharacteristic of them. They couldn't really deal with the Junkrat from Seoul Dynasty. Fraggy was a bit more aggressive than he usually is, and so he got a bit punished for that. And just in general, the squad didn't turn up as a whole. You need to be as a team, and Philadelphia Fusion, they just really didn't show that. They got first point held twice in this series. They capped Blizzard World in overtime after they held Seoul Dynasty on point A. You can see yourself here, the timer. So it was an incredibly odd game, and then you go into map 5 on Oasis. You expect Fraggy on the Rhino to just completely destroy Miro, but instead it's Seoul Dynasty getting the upper hand, and it just becomes a deeper and deeper hole.
I think we can really use a transitive property here to see what happened with Philly. The fact that they lose to Seoul, previously get reverse swept by New York, and it's New York that just right now got 4-0'd by that same New York team. So Philadelphia going a little bit deeper than expected. I think here's where they turn it around. They still have a good shot at playoffs though, and I don't expect them to not gain confidence from this game.
Today you're looking for the 4-0 if you want to climb this leaderboard. Will they get the job done? Well, there's one guy that I think is going to make it tough for him, and that's Dia. If you've been watching the Shanghai Dragons recently, Dia's Widowmaker is back to his preseason form. Remember, he broke out with this hero.
Yeah, absolutely. It was the preseason, we hyped Dia up, then he transitioned into more a Tracer role, but now he's back on the Widowmaker for a bit. When Auto and Fearless joined, it was more of a dive team, 5-man dives with the Genji. Now we've seen more Widowmaker come out from them versus the Boston Uprising, and they actually managed to win a map versus 8-0 Boston Uprising. And they get a map based on this Widowmaker and Zenyatta and Mercy play. So in many ways, sure, you expect Carpe to have the upper hand. But now Shanghai Dragons, at least they're showing some potential. And they have a lot of fans in the building, so maybe they can get some help.
Speaking of those fans, are you guys ready to meet your team? Shanghai Dragons, please put your hands together and welcome your squad to the stage. Give it up for our team from China. Chinese lineup now mixing in some of the South Korean stars. This team still does not have a victory under their belt, but they're getting ever closer today. Underdogs once again, but If they're going to get the victory, it's got to be more than just Dia. Who are you keeping your eyes on?
Well, I'm keeping my own eyes on Fearless. I think this is a main tank with insane potential. He has been a bit over-aggressive so far this season. He came in from Element Mystic in Korea, which plays a really aggressive style.
Okay.
But now we have to settle in for the Shanghai Dragons. Tone that down a bit. Play a bit more passive and peel for your Zenyatta, peel for your Widowmaker. So I think Fearless overall, he's a great Winston player, but he has to improve his game a bit more defensive, a bit more aggressive. He needs to complete it
Right there. That's who I'm looking at.
Key to victory?
Gangery, I think, is actually going to be incredibly instrumental for the Dragons today. Per Diva, because of the map pool, will come as a very specific answer to the ever-apparent threat of the Junkrat. We've got Temple of Anubis, Blizzard World, and Junkertown. We've seen how good her self-destruct can be. If they can now apply some pressure to EQO when he busts out the Junkrat, I think that will give them a better chance.
We know EQO and Snow will be gunning for that backline. Make sure you keep Altering and Sky alive in this first match of the day. That's a look at the starting six for the Shanghai Dragons. It's now time to introduce their opponent. On the right side of the stage, it's the Fusion. 16 and 11 overall, a big performance in stage 2, but here in stage 3, they're currently sitting at just 3 and 4. That's wrong. They won 3 in a row before starting to struggle, but this squad up and down. Right now, they got to pull themselves back up.
Absolutely. And Froggy, I mean, he leads the charge. He keeps flexing on stage during the walkouts. He is the motivator and the guy this team really needs now to get out of this hole, which I repeatedly said. Neptuno, a bit more of a leader in terms of the backline, the supports, one of the most lethal Lucios in the backline, but also the Mercy. If he pulls out the wings on that Mercy, expect him to use the pistol as well.
And I love talking to Neptuno about the other supports in the league. We asked who impresses you, who shines. He's like, not really a whole lot of people, other than myself. I get the job done.
Yeah, he loves playing Mercy because he knows he can just hold down, right-click onto Carpe. You don't even actually have to look at what he's doing. He's even said it himself. He stole it. He's just literally holds right-click and looks around, make sure that nobody is there to help, or rather to go for that flank on him. And if he's up against Dia, it's going to make a big difference.
And today, we definitely see EQO in the starting lineup for the Fusion. Johnny, looking at the maps, what hero is he going to be playing?
Well, mostly Genji here on Temple of Anubis starting things off. Then we've got Blizzard World coming up. That's more of a Widowmaker-esque Nepal. We've seen Pharah, we've seen the Orisa, Roadhog, Junkrat, pretty much all of it. And then finally Junkertown. So really with this series, we're going to see a lot of different styles coming out of these teams, a lot of different heroes. So it's going to be a battle of who has the most diversity.
Except Diva, always Diva.
Is it Dia versus Carpe, Widowmaker match, Anubis?
If you want it to be Pocket,
I want it to be.
Have it. If you want a hot dog to be a sandwich, you can have it.
You can have it however you want it, says Johnny. Are you guys ready for this match? Make some noise. We got Philly, we got Shanghai. Can the Dragons get the win? We're about to find out. Your casters for the match, we got Semler with Hex.
Thank you, Pocket. And ladies and gentlemen, put those Sour Patch Thundersticks together and make some sweet, sweet noise for me, because we're about to get a sour game underway here, Hex. See what I did there? So, let's get into the match. It is going to be the Shanghai Dragons. It's going to be the Philly Fusion going toe-to-toe.
Yeah, I mean, look, we all know Shanghai's in a rough spot. The eye test says that they're getting better. It's just about getting the results on the board. I think a couple of the last games I saw, the new additions really carried this team. There was Fearless, Otto, and Gaguri. It was almost like a 3v6, and they almost pulled it off. Dia had a little bit of an off game one of the last times I saw him play. I expect him to come up. But the question always is for Shanghai, can the support stay alive? Can the supports contribute? Sky's going to be playing today, and a lot of people after the last match were like, oh, Sky really got a lot better. He really improved. The numbers say no. Actually, the numbers say he had a worse game last game than he did in previous weeks. So I'm looking for it to improve. I think he is one of the better supports that can come out of that region, formerly known by Zufan Jun, if you followed the Chinese region beforehand. Now goes by the name of Sky. He's going to be their Zenyatta player, and we've seen it from the top teams. If you don't have a Zenyatta, you don't have anything.
If you don't have a Zenyatta who can hit orbs to the face, I mean, not everybody can be Jonak, Hex, fair enough. Fair enough. But still, you gotta have a certain level here. And well, the man on the other side waiting for him, Boombox, he's definitely had his moments as a standout Zen player, definitely getting those hits on the tracers. So he has a little bit of a model there. Something he needs to live up to. Looks like maybe a little bit of a Shetland pony getting set up here.
Yeah, maybe probably the low ground. It's generally what you see here, and we'll see Fraggy on that Orisa. I would expect Shanghai, they might try to come out here with the Widow, but the moment you see the Orisa, you might back off of that. I would actually prefer Shanghai to just start running pure dive. As much pure dive as humanly possible. It's one of the easiest things to coordinate. If you just practice that, you're going to win a lot of matchups just purely on that. Let your mechanics take hold. Don't try to go around with these new strategies. Get your dive good, and everything else will follow.
Certainly. No Ana shenanigans for the sleep on the scouting diva. So we will have Shanghai Dragons on the offense here to kick things off. It's got to be Philadelphia Fusion on the defense.
See, this is odd. They started in pure dive composition, then Dia went back to spawn and got himself onto a Widow instead. So it's a little bit interesting to see if Dia can hit the shots. Nope, Dia's back in spawn. Maybe consider dive again now. You have a chance. Yeah. Second chance.
Dude, Carpe is so quick. You think you're gonna pull a fast one on this guy? No. Answer, short. No with a period.
He was looking, thinking that the Zen might be in the corner there on the big pack. He was not. Full reset here for Shanghai. Carpe is being very aggressive because there's really no one out here to threaten him. Has grapple up, no problem. Back to his team. Even going to get a Venom Mine triggered there as well.
I never heard that one before. Watch where you put your feet. With the Venom Mine getting triggered.
I don't speak French. You know I don't speak Spanish, Baxter. He does get a nice snipe, takes down Carpe. That's the kind of plays we need to see. We'll be rezzed up immediately, though. They should have been able to camp that. Should have jumped up a little harder on it.
Yeah, I think so as well. That did cost a bit in the terms of the healing. Dropping dangerously low, Fearless, but Ado is going to get in here. Giguri as well. 2 big kills coming through. Ikyo is going to be able to bring one of those back, but it's going to be too little too late here for the Philly Fusion. Although, perhaps, maybe I'm speaking too soon. Poco is still up. They could contest.
They get a tick, but what was Altering doing back there with his Genji? I mean, the Genji's going to die. Altering ended up in a terrible position. Way behind, trapped but not forgotten. Giguri coming in here. They're going to pop Transcend. This is looking pretty good for Shanghai to kick it off.
Oh, shame. So close, but Giguri not able to pick up the kill. It's going to be Fraggy instead to find Sky. We're going to have the DMAC on Poco. Finally, he's been removed from the equation. And it's just a couple of players still left alive here for Philadelphia Fusion trying to stall things out, but it's not going to be for long. And we will have the first point picked up for Shanghai Dragons. See if they can keep this rolling for the second point.
Very nice first attack, or second attack rather, after that. Very brief first attack for Shanghai, but Otto's been a carry for this team. I think as Genji has taken the next step, the next level up here. And also the opening kill from Sky was beautiful there. You need that. It forced out the res, and it's no redo button.
Force out the res, that forces the Mercy to be, well, not healing her teammates, and so you can just kind of catch up from there. Keep that pressure going as Addo takes a few orbs to the face.
Needs to stay alive. He's going to have Bladen go in this corner if he can get it up in time. Oh no! Right into a trap.
Well, for the trap, but hey, he's got Reflect. That's just only step 2 to find the kill. All right, fair enough. Still, the fight continues here on the second point. And while Dia on high, just going to keep trying to pluck these shots in, and eventually will find Fraggy, but it might be, it's not going to be enough here. He's going to have to back off.
It's a decent kill, but it comes way too late. Losing the Genji early really hurt them, but they didn't commit anything after that, so that's good. Wow, did not see that come. Neither did Dia. His back was turned as Boombox gives him the retreating, parting blow. Boombox, this is what he was known for. He was, in the West anyway, he was the most bloodthirsty supports. As a shout out to my friend Doa. In the West, he was one of the first guys who just always won fights with opening volleys, and a lot of people have adopted the style around how Boombox played.
Well, I mean, he leads his team in final blows right now, so that's just, just throwing that out there, throwing out that. Only guy who's got more is Addo, but that's on Shanghai Dragons. Let's see if Addo can add to that list, as he is going to go straight in, finds EQO right off the bat. Not going to be able to camp him, and Fraggy had Primal up, so he'll survive. That means the Neptune can get the res off for free. EQO back in this fight, and there's Carpet getting the stick on Addo.
And not camping, they were still on the point and getting knocked around, so they will end up with no progress here despite the Dragon Blade. It wasn't the most impactful blade, but it also comes down to a point where you have to have more people in there. It's been individual plays that have put Shanghai in good position, but individual plays will get knocked out by teamwork every single time, so you need someone over there to help them out so these resurrections aren't coming off for free.
That was sick. Really liking the aggression from Carpe there, knowing how far to push it. He was so close to getting the DMAC.
Dia has gone over to McCree. It's his best hero by 1.5 miles. It actually came under a lot of fire early in his career. People accused him of hacking, had to set up a hand cam while he was streaming so that he could show, no, I'm actually just this good.
I love it. All right, well, it is going to be the flank coming in from Addo. Fearless and Giguri going straight through the middle, nearly running over Carpe. Carpe going to get the recall off, though. He will survive a little while longer. And eventually we'll be able to have that pulse for the following fight. Melt that shield, get in there. Fearless, the focus fire, it's too much. He gets overwhelmed, and in the end, Carpe is going to be able to back off to the point, get topped up here by his healers.
They're going to use the Valkyrie in here, trying to come in. Dia with the John Wayne walk gets sent back to spawn there, moseying in. Mosey your way back to respawn. 3 minutes remain on Shanghai's offense.
You can hear that, the Spurs jingling, but in the distance, Hex. Back in spawn. Sorry, Carpe. Hello.
So they can initiate with Transcendence. You can also see a Pulse Bomb come in here from Otto. A lot of switches has happened. He's off of the Genji. Genji can be very difficult against a Junkrat. He's also been one of the soft counters lately. You see a lot of blades being shut down by Junkrat. Hits one nade, hits like the mine right in there. It's very easy to, even if you don't get shut down, to be dislodged from where you want to be. And the Genji Dragon Blade a lot of times is about the rhythm and knowing your next target before you finish the first one. So Junkrat very good against that. It's a good move to get off of it.
There we go. Oh no, Rock, hard place, will find the kill on the tower. Nicely done, and Ado actually managed to get the kill on EQO. He will get rezzed up again. Neptuno really Johnny on the spot here to bring his Junkrat back into the fight as quickly as possible. That means that Poco's not getting that key healing. And well, it doesn't really matter because he's just gonna go ahead and chuck the self-destruct in and finds the kill on Dia.
Oh, and look at this, the Transcend in the trap. That is brutal. That's not how you find Enlightenment. That's how you find another one-way ticket back to spawn. And the biggest difference here, honestly, is the Resurrections. The Resurrections have come in clean and free for Philadelphia. 5 players resurrected for Neptuno. Only a single person brought back to life by altering thus far. And make it 6.
Yeah, not really able to get the bodies in there to camp and deny the res.
Well,
That is something, like most of these matches that we've been seeing, I mean, that is one of the marks of a top tier team is they use that first kill as bait almost to see if the Mercy's gonna take it or not.
It's not even that, it's just that altering is also not bringing his people back to life, so they're dying. Again, it's kind of this solo mission kind of thing. They're going in, I got 3 kills, it doesn't matter, we're not in position to help you. We'll see if they can get something going here. 90 seconds remain. You've got the Valkyrie. You know that the Valkyrie was just used on the other side of things. Self-destruct has been very good for them. Gaguri's nearing that.
Let's see. It is going to be Dia looking for the flanking. High Noon as well. He can't get it. Perfectly done. There's the instant headshot on Fraggy. That's going to be difficult for Neptuno to res. Tower, however, oh, this is big! Altering with the Valk, no less. Picked out of the sky by EQO, and Carpe finds Dia.
You don't want a Valk in a room with a ceiling. One of your best escape abilities is go as high as humanly possible and hope that someone can shoot the tire before you can find a pillar. It is time to reset. They will be escorted back to spawn yet again. Not even a tick, although it was very, very close to setting some permanent progress there. They banked a few ultimates. At least they didn't use the last ones last time, all right? So they used Valkyrie. That didn't work out. You saw that on your screen. They will probably get Transcend up from Sky. They're going to be going into a Valkyrie. Philadelphia has also done a great job of holding on to the right amount of ults. They've been winning fights with single ults.
Yep, keeping ahead in the run. And well, Carpe farms up those pulse bombs so damn quick. Can just go ahead and chuck those in if he wants. But yep, cue the dramatic music. There isn't much time left here for Shanghai. Pressure is mounting as they need to get something done here on point B, or it'll all turn sour for him shortly as Carpe is looking for it. Yep, just sticks it. Perfect. Fearless dead. No way for altering to res him. The pressure is on.
2 people dancing at the door while 3 go on the flank. The supports are completely now cut off for Shanghai. They're going to have to transcend into this. They bring Dia back to life. They got Boombox as well. Is it going to be enough? No, they let Boombox get rezzed again. There goes their healer.
Yeah, Neptuno, man, so good at just getting these reses off. With the wings out, he's just darting around left and right, manages to get everybody topped up again for this next fight as Ado is finally going to get overwhelmed, and it's on Fearless now, trying to get onto the point, but he's getting body blocked by Poco, and it's not meant to be. The offense ends with a single point picked up for Shanghai Dragons.
I really just think it comes down to the Resurrections and where they're not even pressuring these Resurrections. Neptuno's a brave Mercy. We all know that. He will go in and res, and he will get some off that are crazy. He can just stand there. He can take his hands off the keyboard a lot of these reses. He goes over to it. They left him to fine. There's a body, bring him back to life. They resed 5 more people. That's a whole nother team. -1, you know. But like, you have to get the Resurrections off on the other side of things, and it continues to be an issue for Shanghai, is that the support play is not matching the other level of Overwatch League support play.
They have not found all of the answers yet, Hex, but no, it's a process.
It's a process.
It's a process.
Trust the process.
Exactly.
Yeah, I got it.
Work through. All teams here are seeking to improve. Let's not, you know, nobody's looking to just stay where they are.
And they have improved, but there are times, it just feels like they have a plan and then they get punched in the face and the plan falls apart. That very last push, you've got Winston hanging out in the doorway. He dies to a stick immediately. 3 people have gone left. Those 3 people include 0 of the supports. The 2 supports are stuck at the door looking at the Winston, hopefully maybe to resurrect him. That res never comes through. You have to transcend onto the point. Meanwhile, your flankers have died on the left side as they're trying to go in. It just seems completely discoordinated on that last push.
When you put it that way, though, Hex, you know, I do feel I feel a little bit for Shanghai because it's really hard to remember things when you get punched in the face.
You do, yeah. You seem like the type of guy who takes a lot of punches to the face. I've been in public with you. It comes pretty quick.
Get out of here.
No one is a bigger fan of Shanghai than me. I got to know a lot of these players during my time casting the Chinese region, but some of the same issues with general Chinese Overwatch have come to bear against Shanghai in a lot of situations. Inability to finish fight, not going after kills that you should be able to chase down, and it's just kind of playing a little bit too passive.
Coordination and the focus fire. It has been a thing since day one here, but no, they are going to be on the defense now. Shanghai, they're going for that dive sort of approach as well, looking to hope for Philly to push through so they can get jumped in on. Fearless get focused down, decides to group up with the rest of his team here, and it's going to be a matter of time here only before the jump pack comes up. That was Poco's signal to go. Fraggy leading the way, of course. All out aggression from him. No surprise there.
Well, a very strange spot for the Winston to be setting up on a dive defense. Generally, you see him on the top right of where your screen is right now. There's a little perch up there that Winston will be on. So a different angle, a different approach doesn't end up costing them anything, but they're being pushed back, giving up the medium high ground already. I will come in. He's discorded immediately. Fearless has to be careful. Meanwhile, Sky's taken down.
Yeah, Sky is out of it. Boombox finally going down here to Geguri. Fearless will find Neptuno as well. That's the backline dead for Philly Fusion. There we go. The dive finally working for Shanghai Dragons. And EQO sent back to spawn.
Through that wall right there. Nice play by Otto. I think that he needs to stay on the Genji through the entirety of the series. It's been his best hero. So good at it. He can clutch out those kills himself. And I actually don't mind that Valkyrie from altering. He got it pretty quick. They're going to be in a hole there, but that lets them know that they're safe. It seems like there's trust issues because there's communication issues. Can the tanks truly go in? Now you know with Valkyrie up that if you're not getting healed, something terrible has gone wrong. So if the Valkyrie signals it, it's time to go, it's time to dive, and they use it to win a fight.
Get in there. Great focus fire there from Fraggy. He gets in a bit too deep. Perhaps he was counting on Poco's deep matrix to keep him alive. Unfortunately, it does have its limits. It isn't going to manage it in the end. Carpe finds the kill on Fearless. We have Neptuno who's decided to commit the Valk to this fight. And well,
he's going to get nothing out of it.
Yeah, nothing out of it, exactly.
Altering gets another resurrection. That's only his 4th resurrection of the game, but he will bring Fearless back to fighting form. And good for them. They're able to get the Valkyrie out of the other side of things. Now Transcendence will be coming online, but for both teams. So Shanghai's done a very good job of managing ultimates and taking the fight to Philly. Philly is also a team that you do not want to let them get set up and get comfortable. You do have to throw them off their game, otherwise they will dive better than most other teams.
That is kind of their calling card. Predictable team, but sometimes, hey, even if you're predictable, if you're so good at what you do, you can make it work. EQO dropping a half HP. Fraggy's going to be able to make it back here to group up with the rest of his team and peel for the back line as Carpe finds altering in the end. Self-destruct right through the window here from Geguri, and it's not going to find anybody.
She does have some very interesting self-destructs. A lot of them find Pater because they just take such wacky angles. That one is a little bit of a rope-a-dope. You think it's going to go somewhere else, and it's just kind of a little lob shot on the point. Doesn't find a whole lot. They've stabilized a bit, but losing Sky hurts. Has Altering gotten back in this fight yet? No, he's just coming back from spawn.
He's getting helped out. He's getting helped out, at least by Fearless.
Fearless went back to spawn with a leap to try to taxi in their Mercy player. And they do so because they have the wings up. They are going to pop them now. All the healing on the point for them. They need to translate this into some kills, though.
They got to figure it out. And well, here you go. A golden opportunity. Ado decides to get in there. EQO will whip out a blade of his own, and they're dueling right now. The final cut goes to EQO, however, beheads Ado. But is it going to be enough here as Carpe is still forced to recall?
They're running a single support right now because Sky switched to Sombra to try to get back into this fight, and he will make it work out for them. They're going to be low on healing, but all good. Only one more fight to deal with. Sky cleaning that up. A heads-up decision. They're going to get a little bit of healing if they play around these packs, but honestly, a Mercy is just fine. The time to kill is going to be slower now, though, because they don't have a Zen. Discord out of the mix.
Exactly. Going to be tougher to pick off Fraggy at will. Poco as well will be happy about that. Sky, bit of a replay here from him, really putting that focus fire on to Boombox. Poco not long either. And so the fight continues now as they have worked their way back in here. Philadelphia Fusion coming back into it. Carpe has won the duel versus Dia to kick things off. That's a lot of DPS out the window here as Altering gets killed as well for Shanghai. That's it, they're out of supports.
Yeah, they were so close to full holding this one, but that dream is dead. There's not going to be any chance that they hold on to this one. Only 2 alive on the point. They should be going back. They will go back. They will give up this first point, and it's just a matter of where they died. Altering had no chance to resurrect people in that situation. Sky will take this opportunity to go back to the Zenyatta. Didn't see where he was on that ult charge, but I don't know. I kind of like just trying to take a Sombra fight right out and end this team immediately. Right now, it's snowball potential for sure as Philadelphia's bank some ults.
Exactly. They have both of the support ults now. And well, there you go. Boombox decides to get the trance in here, ferry the rest of his team onto this point. If they can find a kill, that'd be great. And there you go. EQO delivers. Dia beheaded. out. Can they actually find a tank on a kill on a tank? That would be big, as Addo is forced to play very defensively there with the reflect. He's still gonna find the kill on Boombox.
It's Boombox, and now they're doing a good job of camping these bodies. No way can they get in there for the resurrect. EQO is deflected for now. No support ultimates, no anymore for Philadelphia Fusion. That was a stabilizing fight that they needed. Now it lets Sky get his percentage back up, and their economy has stabilized. A nice defense for Shanghai. Remember, they didn't get any progress here. They're playing for a draw.
Yes.
Did I just bum you out? Did you forget?
No, I was just I'm just replaying what was happening there, because we had Boombox throwing the trance in, but then Dia, they just focused so much on Dia. It's here. I mean, altering dead. I mean, EQO has to know where the Zen is going from. They see the orb trace, and they still focus on Dia.
This guy's got to get something going here. Oh, he's getting hunted down in the back line. He was so close. Fearless is out here. He's popping up. That's a nice resurrection. Sky's going to have his transcend as well. They need to get a couple of kills, though. Fearless has bought them the requisite time.
Yeah, he has. I'm curious that it's taking so long here for Philadelphia Fusion. Wondering when EQ is finally going to decide to get in here. And I guess he was waiting for Fraggy, but now there's the trance up, and he's not going to get much out of this. Oh, unless he finds... He could have nearly got it there, altering, surviving barely for the moment.
Oh, but there it is. It comes through towards the end. The supports will fall, and now desperation time. Remember, they only need 33%. Kaguri, the last hope on the point, gets dashed through. Dia's going to have a miracle here. Gets one kill, but he's a lone man on a big point.
Big point, and so many bodies here to run him over. It will be Philadelphia Fusion picking up the win in the end, and Shanghai Dragons, they had a solid defense. They were able to hang in there for a while, but it will be Philly picking up the lead.
It was so close. That last fight, they just died a little bit out of position, and then without the healing, because they were on the Sombra, a little bit rough going there. Shanghai, like I said, there's looks of improvement here, yet to bear fruit. We're gonna see if they can get it done on our next map after the break.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, America's fastest network ever. Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League. And by Intel, the official computer processor of the Overwatch League.
Get hype, boys and girls, because we're jumping into it right now.
This is the opening the Dragons were looking for.
Philly comes in, just crushes this one.
This might have opened things up here for the Shanghai Dragons.
But again, Philadelphia is so close to taking.
Unbelievable.
Oh, it's over.
All right, welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the second map coming up here between Philly Fusion, Shanghai Dragons. Shanghai Dragons still struggling, still trying to figure out how to make everything work.
I mean, there's signs of life. Defense looked decent on a couple different points. Like it goes back to like stage 1. Flashes of brilliance and can't put it together. You know, they're writing chapters of a story and they just can't actually publish it into a novel that would be an actual match win. They have map wins though. They won one on Blizzard World. Freefeel is going to come back in for Sky. They're still looking for that magic formula of the support lines, which I still remain has been one of their biggest issues thus far. Maybe they can figure it out. Maybe the combination of all these people can figure it out. Maybe they're going to wait for stage 4 when the meta shifts and perhaps Ana comes back into the mix. Of course, Sky was a great Ana player. The rest of the players are mostly known for their Lucios, have been having to adjust to Mercy meta and Zen and things like that.
No, I was thinking of that novel. You know, they're just putting it in the drawer right now.
You got a nice stack of pages there?
Stage 4. Protagonist with issues. It's going to be them trying to figure it out. You know, they'll reach back into that drawer, stage 4. You know, dust off those papers. See that they knew the story all along. That it's actually a masterpiece, Hex, and we will see the return of the Dragons.
Yeah, it's very possible. I don't know. It has always been the support line to me, and I was surprised that the use of the support players they brought in. I think that they can have room for improvement, but I really do think it's going to have to be the DPS and tanks who just clutch it out and make hero plays. You can't play equal to the other team's DPS and tanks.
Oh,
you have to play better.
Come on, Poco. That was so close.
What can't Poco do? Apparently that. Apparently that. Oh, it's Asmo Dunk. I didn't even see that. That's so cool. Oh, here's the storm reference there.
Here's the storm reference.
You gotta farm those stacks. Farm those stacks from downtown, the Asmo Dunk.
Both hands. Both hands.
So I would imagine a lot of dive from both teams coming out on this map. On occasion, Philadelphia has been known to run a Sombra into it. Also, the EQO's in because of the Junkrat. He's had a very decent Junkrat lately as well.
Wait a second. Show me that Griffin again. Wow, it's a bit late. I was wondering, it looked like it was levitating, but then why would you have tracks on the floor if it was levitating?
I don't know.
Hex, you gotta explain this.
Ask Mitch, he's the engineer. You want to know why? He'll always tell you. Anyway, so Curry's coming in now. She's played very well on this map in particular, because when you get to stage 2, self-destructs are the order of the day. Diaz going around on the flank, which means this is a 5v6 on the ground. Diaz needs to rejoin this fight.
Oh boy, Addo dropping low, getting double pocketed by both healers. Giguri will keep the focus up on Poco, who got cut off by the rest of his team, rather. And while Fraggy stuck, pasted against the wall, he leaps onto the point, but that's really not going to live too much.
Someone go chase it. Like, they let people live that should not live. Someone's got to go chase Fraggy down. It could be a Trace or anything else. He's out of the mix. They find better targets instead. They find the support lines. That's how you finish a fight. Shanghai on first point here. I don't believe they're going to have the bodies to get back. I don't believe Philadelphia is even going to try to get back in this situation. And that's what you need to do to finish a fight. It started off really nice. He had a couple of kills in there. And Shanghai previously on this map has let people stick around, hang around, and re-engage. You gotta go for the throat when you knock them down.
Exactly. Just kick them while they're down as well. You know, don't hold back. That's how you end it. Well, let's get in here as Dia. He's looking for the angle. Of course, it is always going to be about contesting on the high ground here, not really letting Philadelphia Fusion get too comfortable up there. They do have EQO, who will be playing the Genji, trying to look for an angle to work with as well.
Dia got through unseen. They did not see him here. They're going to commit here. Freefeel dies immediately, altering, unable to keep him alive, even though Transcend was up. They are equalizing, though. Bo Zenyatta's out.
Bo Zen's out of this. There will be the trade. There it is, the pulse as it gets pushed right into a big group of them. Philly Fusion, though, we will have the res up on Boombox now. That means the Trance can get used. And sure enough, as soon as Yahedo goes for it, Trance is there to cancel out his ultimate.
Neptuno had the pistol out, but they're going to dispatch him anyway. That is a picture-perfect pulse bomb. Speaking of such, Carpe might bring this back for his team. He gets a double, but there's not going to be enough. They're going to get some progress pushed on this cart. But that's the pulse bomb you hit on a demecking D.Va, so that when she's popping out, you don't have to deal with her. Don't ever let anyone tell you that is not worth it. The worst thing in the world is to spend time chasing a baby D.Va at this highest level. It's almost impossible. She's gonna get her mech back. But those are bullets that could be better directed elsewhere, like at Mercy's and Zenyatta. So if you can just deal with that right away, great play, great pulse.
And then you got baby divas like Cool Matt, who will just kill you, straight up. Always a threat, always a threat. All right, let's get into it though. Giguru has got the self-destruct. It's a very nice angle. Yep, setting it up. That's it right there, right over the wall. Nowhere to hide, and he will find him, Tuno. She will, sorry. Sick play. Force a habit, man.
Yeah, no, totally fine. Giguri is known for the self-destructs. That was one of the reasons that they've been able to stay in fights. A lot of teams just don't have enough game tape on Giguri to know where these are coming from. There's some divas who will fall into the same patterns, use the same angles every time. They don't know Giguri's yet, and they're unorthodox angles. That's why she's able to catch people. Otto in trouble, Otto back to spawn. That's fine. They're going to get good spawns here, and still just making some progress on the push.
It's a tough one because Poco can't download his mind into everybody else on his team in terms of like, I know what she will do, right? But you know, maybe Poco knows, but then you need the rest of them to start taking that into account as well. As many bodies on that payload as possible. Now get as many meters under the rails as fast as possible, Shanghai Dragons, because the fight will continue here. Philadelphia Fusion.
They're gonna back up. They lost Dia. They don't really want to commit to this. They're happy with all the free push that they got. Defense is finally gonna contest this. We've got Blade up as well. There's going to be a Valkyrie too. Pretty even on the ultimate side of things. A lot of mirrored ultimates coming up, and Shanghai about to get to several of their ultimates as well. Been pretty one-sided, 19-6 when it comes to deaths. Shanghai's only lost 6 people.
Shanghai has definitely been on a tear right now, but there we go. EQO will find the dash kill on free feel. He's looking for altering as well, but altering now with enough ceiling to work with to dodge the blade. On the high ground now, though, EQO and point blank gonna look if he can clip those wings. Whoa, triple shuriken, and Boombox is there to help out. That's as good as it gets.
Self-destruct comes in way too late. Now, this is twice now, and it's starting to become a concerning issue where they preemptively Valk, which I think is great. I've been hoping that altering or free feel, whoever's on the Mercy preemptively Valks early on, and I think it's helped Shanghai because they're doing that. The problem is preemptively Valking, they're going forward, and it's twice now that during Valkyrie, the Zenyatta has died. And you cannot have your support die during another support ultimate. It's a mistake that they need to correct.
Tightening up the game. There's gonna be the name of it here, Carpe. Looking for it, Dia finds the stick on Fraggy, and there we go. Addo finds Boombox in the back line. Gets EQO as well. All the kills right now for Shanghai Dragons. Carpe doing the best that he can, and even Neptuno getting it with the Battle Mercy. But Giguri will find him.
Not only did he get EQO through that dash, he saved his own Mercy's life so low. Neptuno does come in with the pistol and will end up solidifying this defense. They will have to push them back, but some more meters are gained. Freefeel is all alone, and now he's gonna go back to his room and spawn and think about what he's done.
That's unfortunate. Fearless. Very low, and eventually Poco not letting up. Solid work here. This could turn into a stagger fiesta, man. They are just dying one after another.
Philly's a team that when you're gonna get out, get all the way out. They will chase you till the end of the earth. Carpe and EQ are very aggressive. Carpe setting up this flank right now. Just waiting for info from his team on where people are. We'll find Dia there. Not gonna bust the pulse bomb in just yet.
He could be thinking about it if he finds the angle around the corner here. Not quite sure what he's got at his back exactly. Decides to get back over here with his healers, make sure that he can get topped up. And so now the push will come through here for the Shanghai Dragons with 2 minutes on the clock. They will start getting a little bit of progress yet again. Free feel rather. Forced to use the trance. There was nearly an opportunity to find the kill before he could get it off, but it will not happen.
Forced to use the trance during Valkyrie yet again. They're just not on the same page. Altering unable to keep them up. Another blade out for Otto, trying to save it for his team.
And Boombox, he is on point right now, reading him like a book, sees it coming from a mile away and has the trance out while the ult is still going. Well,
they got it to the end. Poco went up over the top, knocked out of his mech. Everyone beaten backwards. Shanghai will take Blizzard World all the way to completion with a $138 in their time bank.
Fascinating when it looked like everything was looking pretty good there for Philly Fusion. As far as canceling out Addo's blade, the trance was up from Boombox. Still giving ground, back around the corner. Shanghai Dragons, the offense is tightening up. They do manage to pick up the 3 points here. So now it's just about keeping it together on the defense. Tie up this series 1-1 versus Philadelphia Fusion. And glad to see that there is a bit of a conversation going here with Shanghai as well. They're a bit quiet after Anubis.
Yeah, you would have to think that on offense here, Philadelphia is going to run just pure dive. Sometimes when they run the Sombra, it's when Snillo's in. Snillo's a more accomplished Sombra player than EQO is. So it looks like it's going to be pure dive. Now the question is, how is Shanghai going to deal with this and catch this? Junkrat has definitely been in vogue on Blizzard World defenses lately. Always good against the pure dive here. And I just really want to see Shanghai give up the ground that they need to give up to properly catch a dive and keep the supports alive. As good as that last push looked, it did start off again with Freefeel having to use Transcendence because he was too far away from the Valkyrie. Now that's just, I don't know which support's fault it is, but it's someone's fault. That should not have to happen. That's 3 times that the Zenyatta's under enormous pressure during a Valkyrie. Just be closer to the team, be with the team. I don't know. It's a very correctable thing, too. That's the issue.
No, I mean, that's should bode well. And yes, in fact, it doesn't have wheels, so I don't understand that grip. But look at it. No wheels, but it's on a track. What is the purpose of the track, Hex?
To keep it in line. But trains don't have wheels either. They're on tracks. Trains kind of have wheels.
Trains definitely have wheels. They're not all maglev
but
trains.
not monorails.
Fine, fair enough. Maybe there's magnets in it or something. There we go.
Yeah, I don't even know how magnets work.
That would be a fast one.
Ooh, Otto cuts himself all alone back there. They do rotate full right. Otto is able to get out. He is on that Tracer. D is their more projectile specialist. When it comes to the Junkrat, Otto is their Pharah player should they so need it. So some versatility from this squad. And now they know exactly where this is heading. A big right side rotation. A lot of teams are taking this offensive angle.
Now, usually when there's a Widow in play, but this also works. It's going to make it a little bit difficult. Oh, I love that. Push him out, but Boombox and Neptuno both dead immediately. The counter dive coming in here from Gaguri working with their team. Getting the job done. Poco will get overwhelmed, demeched, and deaded. And this is definitely going to fall apart here for Philly.
Gaguri will give her own life up for it. Otto now out of the mix as well. Can any of these resurrections come through? It looked like Ultron was looking for someone. He's going to bring Otto back to life. Gaguri's going to have to find her own lift there. Actually, she's in baby demon form, I believe, but this is just beautiful. This is what she's been doing since she got brought to this team. It's that aggression, great tracking. It's so hard. Like, you're not going to see a lot of first-person Gaguri because her sensitivity is about, like, roughly 4,000. It's just the highest sense you'll see in a game, so it's very difficult to spectate her. But it's also one of the reasons, I mean, that her tracking is so crazy good for sense that high.
Yeah, no, it's very uncommon in an FPS to have that high sense. So, let's see, Neptuno getting body blocked there, covered by his team as he gets the res off. Boombox brought back into it, but that means that Carpe will die.
Oh, they're so close to getting both supports trying to dive in. Both supports super low. They tried to go after the dive. I appreciate the aggression for Otto. It does not work out for him there. See if this Tyre can find Pater. They get the transcend out.
Oh, buddy. That was close.
Very low. Meanwhile, Poco's out, EQO out, Freefeel comes to life.
Let's see here, Philly Fusion. Getting pressured a little bit. They are going to get cleaned up in the end. Boombox and Neptuno back to spawn, but they hold on to their ultimates. And well, now should be the opportunity here for Philadelphia Fusion to push in with both support ultimates, when Shanghai Dragons have none. That should be the difference maker when it comes to this next push.
You would think you're going to need individual plays, maybe a self-destruct. You have both tank ultimates up for Shanghai, so even when these come in, I wouldn't mind seeing most people leave, say they Valkyrie in or something, and just leave Fearless there to knock them about, give him the orb, and then come back in and re-support him, and then stagger in a self-destruct or something, maybe to get both. They have to know that they're going against support ultimates. They haven't seen any yet.
What's interesting is that Boombox is all alone right now. Off on his own on the balcony. Let's see how this is going to pan out here as Philly Fusion are pushing through.
There's that Primal Rage coming in, knocking everyone about, putting a wrench in the plan of the Philadelphia Fusion. EQ is holding onto his blade much longer than normal. Here it is.
Straight into the back line. Altering, hanging on, but not long enough. Freefeel surely to die as well, and 3 quick kills coming here for Philadelphia Fusion. And they still have Trance to use as well. And are not even able to make it around the corner safely.
Not much you can do about that. You really need your Junkrat to be the one who messes with that blade. You've seen it before on Blizzard World. That's the area that Genjis are always going to leap into. Your Junkrat has to have Concussion Mine ready to knock him off of that course in the path, but really there's not even a whole lot of peel your tanks can do in that kind of situation. It's up to your Junk to trap or to destroy him. You can't really peel against an ulting Genji. You got to use ultimates or kill him.
Pretty much. Well, without a McCree on the field, right? Flashback is the obvious thing that comes to mind.
Flashback, I mean, a Lucio helps as well. I mean, there are ways, but not with this composition. Your tanks aren't really going to help against the Dragon Blade.
get into it. Giguri decides to throw herself in here. She does have her self-destruct. Can get a fresh mech if she gets overwhelmed. And yep, sure enough, there it is. Dia chucking the tire out. Takes 10 HP. Little, Carpe right now.
He's just trying to save his own life because Carpe's back there looking to get the channeling Dia. That's why he zones him out there. Decides that a tire that is very possibly not going to get anything is worth staying alive. And now he gives his team the info that Carpe is behind them.
Always aware though. This is dangerous. Freefield has got trans though, so he shouldn't get picked. There's a volley from Carpe. Carpe doing a great job of just keeping attention on him though. He is this constant threat as long as he stays alive back here. And his teammates don't get overwhelmed. Yeah. Neptuno dropping dangerously low.
Just waiting for the Discord to go away. That's why he was just peeking out around there again. He's also going to wait for Fraggy to respawn too. Your Tracer and your Winston need to be always working in concert together. You saw Fraggy and Sniller just put on a show last time these teams played, but Carpe no slouch either. Another blade up for EQO as well.
Drops low, the transits are out. Oh no, this is going to be EQO.
He's just waiting for the timing. Yeah.
There it is. You're open! EQO ripping up asunder. There's the 2. Could get 3. Gets dodged by Addo in the end. Could go for the dash kill. And yep, hanging on by a thread here, Addo, man. Proved to be pretty tough.
Saw that low health Junkrat, and all that is to him is a dash reset that he can use. Goes right after it, and then he also doesn't have to worry about one of the better counters to that Dragon Blade. Junkrat out of the mix. Continue to get some progress here, but it's still been a pretty decent defense, all things considered. Shanghai moved through the second point much more easily.
They were able to just run with it. Let's see,
Close.
Not gonna get anything there.
Very close.
Fraggy's got the primal going though right now. He's up punching people in the face. Carpe looking for an angle. Just chip the damage there. And there we go, spot some squishies. Let's see if Carpe can get anything out of it, as Fraggy is also here ready to dive with them.
It's been a good job by Shanghai to regroup right now and not go in before they have to. Now they're going to both fight on the cart. Fearless got very low. Fearless taking out. These tanks are just getting beat up right now.
The focus fire is there, especially when you've got Discord in that additional 30% of the damage taken. Trans thrown in. Boombox going to go ahead and delay his just a second longer, and so he should be able to keep his teammates alive. Altering will bring Fearless back into it, and Neptuno!
Huge. Altering also has Valkyrie up too. Only 30 seconds remain, and Philadelphia should probably reset now, but they're going to go for it instead.
They're going to go for it, trying to make the big plays here. EQO working together with the help of Carpe. They're going to find all the kills. Big plays coming through. A 10-player kill streak for EQO. Man can't be stopped.
They just lost their Mercy. The other Mercy had Valkyrie up. Gaguri gets a new mech just to self-destruct again. She got a new mech with the blaster. Self-destructs. We'll get a brand new one. The stall is beautiful from the Diva.
Super sick, super smart plays coming in here. That's a matter of hanging in here for Philadelphia Fusion. They've got the heals. They're going to be able to get the res off. Neptuno covered by Poco's D-Matrix. Sick teamwork there from Philly Fusion. Can Shanghai hold, though? Gaguri, how many mechs does she have in her back pocket?
It's been crazy. She's going to get D-Max yet again as Poco's going to put his mech on the cart in a self-destruct. Will take down Gaguri. Going to have to get some kills. They get Neptuno again, but Transcend is out somewhere.
Free field, though. Oh, he gets overwhelmed in the end. Poco is there. And it's going to be Dia just crouching in the corner. They will eventually gang up on him.
Yeah, Philly has no retreat function. I call for them to reset with 30 seconds left, or if they just left Neptuno. But, EQO, it doesn't come from the Shadowburn school of Genjis. He's got a blade. He's using the blade. He gets it out, gets 3 kills, and why not? He's been clutching it, but still, they must complete the map, and no matter what, Shanghai has a better time on offense.
Well, Philadelphia Fusion right now are just showing too much respect. I think that's the main thing. We're seeing a hesitant Philly Fusion, a Fusion that likes to play aggressive, and yet here they're hesitating. They're playing defensive. They're not quite just going in for the kill. I'm glad to see a bit of the old flame there from EQO. Showing no respect and just getting the job done.
But this is not a new thing for Philly. This is how they've looked the last couple of matches. It's been odd. It's like they're just lost their freewheeling style. Meanwhile, trades come in back and forth, Freefield out of it, but some nice kills from Shanghai come in, and Shanghai's got a ton of ults to work with. 40 seconds left. We're down to about the last fight here, and they're gonna have Valk and they're gonna have Tactical Visor. Valk on the other side of things from Neptuno, but where can he hide from Tactical Visor from Dia is the question.
It's going to be right behind on the payload perhaps, but if they swarm him, it's going to get hairy. As Dia has got that long line, they're trying to remove Dia, it seems like, but Gaguri finds EQO before that can even happen. Fearless leaping, jumping for joy, goes and punches Neptuno in the face as well.
A Tactical Visor's getting a baby debuff, but this Transcendence keeping everyone alive. They stacked their support ults on top of each other, did Philly. Altering down, Dia down. Now, do they have enough people to get out here? They have time to wait for some spawns. Just a little bit of time, because that card still has to go up this hill.
Yeah, it still does. And now Moira just to fade in here. I'll get in here all the quicker. Fearless is back as well. And so Giguri leads the charge. Has the Harmony Orb, gets demeched instantly. That's expected. Now it's going to be about whether or not she can survive long enough to get a new mech, and that is going to be the case for now at least.
They got 2 kills. That is absolutely huge for the defense in this situation. DF goes very low. DF falls. EQ out all the Transcendence a little too late to save his team, but it might be good enough.
Might be. I mean, they are trying to hang in here right now. Overtime Wick is burning, and they are finding a Carpe out of the fight. That's a big deal. EQO, all the damage, it's on you now, and Neptuno's pocketing him for all he's worth, trying to keep his teammate up. Poco surviving on the point as well, eventually finds a kill on Freefield, and it's looking like Philadelphia Fusion. They'll manage to do it. Poco with the rocket boost at the end to body block him from contesting.
Fearless had an angle and he went in the back instead. It's just such a small thing. I thought he could have got on the cart. All right, regardless, 138 for Shanghai to just get a third. You just got to get a third. On Blizzard World, that's probably 2 attacks. No chance for Philly to win this map. They're looking for a draw.
They can do this. They are in the lead right now. As far as maps are concerned, you can see it there now on your screen. Tied up 3-3 on points on the map, but 1-0 in maps for Philadelphia Fusion right now. If they get a draw, we will not be getting a 5th map in this series. And so now we have to see how it's going to go down here. Are we going to have anything shifting up, anything changing for Shanghai Dragons?
So Shanghai needs this map for a lot of reasons, because I don't think they're going to be very good on control, but they can always gut it out. But if we can get to Junkertown, while it means something, both these teams have the same record on Junkertown. So it's very possible that Shanghai could take this. Philadelphia has not looked great on that map. Shanghai's looked a little better on it too. So they need this map to force a meaningful map number 4, which would be on Junkertown.
Just looking at the setup right now. As far as these players are concerned, EQO will be on the junk. Similar setup yet again here on the defense. Shanghai Dragons going for the dive. And well, countdown is over. And let's get into the action here for Shanghai Dragons with everything on the line. 1:35 on the clock. They have to get it done clean here to pick up 1 tick on the first point.
We'll see which angle they want to take. Most teams are rotating full right side. They've a little bit split, Freefield and DR on left side, just looking on that side. I think they will reconvene in the middle here. They have to be wary of Carpe right above. They spot him out. A little bit of a slow push here. I think you wait for Giguri. I mean, she's been such a good initiator for this team that whatever decision she makes, just back it up. And now you have to completely back it up. You got to get out of here. It's a minute. You almost might still have 2 pushes. You know you can't go in after that. And yeah, it's just so difficult. It's happened so many times where they've lost Freefield on the way out. The peel and disengage is not there.
Freefield kind of, I mean, he can only float so fast, Hex. He can only float. You would think for somebody who doesn't actually have to run and who doesn't get tired that he'd be able to, like, I don't know, hit the boost or something like that. He has a little rocket jetpack that just propels him forward all the faster, but it's not the case.
Maybe the next Zen will work. We'll see. Rocket pack. Shoot, he should be able to volley behind him and propel himself forward.
Yeah, totally.
All right.
Perfect sense.
Next engagement has already happened. Giguri was the first one in. We are on Freefield, is a mile away from it, but Fearless and Giguri are jumping in. Dia does go down very quickly. Otto has to get the rest of this damage. I don't think they have time to reset here.
No, they got to get in. They got 18 seconds on the clock, and it's looking like they are trying to reset, but they're not going to have any of this. Philadelphia Fusion, they get the res up on Fraggy. They can just go in for the throat if they wanted to. Still waiting for players to res up, and Carpe will take that peek.
They should be able to get in here, and Otto's going to have a blade. Otto is going to have to be a hero. A lot of reflex damage. You bust out the blade.
Oh, perfect. Gets right in, but no, Boombox has got the trans, gets it off in time. There will be no kill from the blade, although after I say that, he finds Carpe somehow, and the D-Meg on Poco. There is a chance here for Shanghai Dragons. They have to hang in there. Stay focused. Who's going to be here to contest? Fraggy going to go for the Primal, leaps onto the point. EQO finds Fearless, and the kills are starting to go in for Philadelphia Fusion with Fraggy surviving as best he can. Finally goes down. EQO throws himself in there bodily, gets picked out of the sky by Giguri. Neptuno crouching on the point, trying to be a tough target. They're losing people one after another. It's on Carpe now to come up with the magic, and it's not going to be good enough. But Poco is not back in the fight. This fight is going so long that they're actually able to run back from spawn.
The Primal Rage should be able to finish it. It's just Poco. He's going to get D-Mech. He's launched over cleanup. Shanghai has taken Blizzard World. The sleeping dragon has been woke. They don't make it easy to watch, though. make it very stressful to watch them try to clean up fights. They got it done in the end, and you know what? As much grief as I've given these support players, and you know what? Rightfully so, they won that fight. There was a Transcendence that got on the point. You got a Valkyrie on the point. They clutched out the last bits of damage and healing they needed.
They are managing to make it happen here. Coming together, Shanghai Dragon, they tie up the series, and we'll hear what the desk have to say about it after the break.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. Saturday's getting weird. It's all tied up here at the half. We got Shanghai Dragons winning Blizzard World and now tying things up at 1 apiece. Philadelphia Fusion, we touched on it in the pregame show. They are coming off 3 straight losses. This is a team in a bit of a downward spiral. And today, they're falling in a match where they're kind of expected to win 4-0.
Yeah, and we keep talking about how Shanghai Dragons, they keep taking maps. Every series now, they keep improving. Every game. This is it. I don't know. Fuck it.
I like it. I like where
They
we're
almost
going with it.
full held Temple of Anubis. Like, this has
Yeah.
been a close series.
Let's take a look at Temple of Anubis. As you mentioned, this was a much closer game than a lot of people expected. Crumbs, walk us through the moments. Where is Shanghai succeeding, even though it was Philly walking away with the W?
So it was Eido's Genji with the flank that was able to crack down the first point offense. However, when it came to the second point, I think Shanghai fell flat. They really were not able to do a whole lot, especially Carpe just had his way.
Yeah.
But what I liked about Shanghai was their defense. They were very assertive in taking things down. And the best one for me was They blew a Valkyrie to try to take one of the fights, and then on Philly's attack, when they blow the Valkyrie, Fraggy died right away. They focused him down and immediately canceled that Valkyrie, almost leading to a full hold. So they're playing pretty well around the ultimates. It's just not enough to get those super solid wins back-to-back.
Johnny, what were you seeing from Philadelphia on Anubis that should keep the fans at home still confident in their team?
Oh, you want some praise for the Philadelphia Fusion? Because it's looking rough, right? But I think overall, they keep playing this Junkrat on defense, and they actually held Shanghai Dragons to point B, of course, and that's sort of what you expect from teams nowadays. So they're still playing the same strategies. I would say that their execution isn't as on point, but we know they have the individual skill, they have the strats definitely capable of doing so. It's just the players that need to convince themselves that they are this supreme top-tier team that they really are.
I like it. Let's take a look at our second map. So it's Philly who wins a narrow game on Anubis. Blizzard World even closer. In fact, it looked for a moment like Philly again was going to struggle on the attack. Shanghai gets all 3
This right
points.
here, this was the game-winning moment for me from Shanghai, because Blizzard World often stalls on point B right at the very end because the defender's spawn is so close, but Geggery getting that clutch pick onto Neptuna means that they no longer have to worry about that long time of point B. They just cruise right by and make sure that the time back is on the third one. So I think Geggery has really saved Shanghai in this one, and she will have to come up big again in the next two.
I think Arrow was super clutch as well on that Genji.
Yeah, it's more of the Genji, more of the dives coming out of Shanghai. It looked good on the Temple of Anubis. It looked really good on Blizzard World as well. And also, I like that they're playing the Zenyatta Mercy a bit slower pace than the Lucio we've seen, but they're still executing these dives with Geguri and Fearless and the Auto on the Tracer or D on the Tracer. So I still think that this is a team that is constantly developing, and you can see that the team chemistry is really starting to form.
All right, I got a last question for you guys. Shanghai Dragons, 0-27 if you look at their season so far. They have not won a match yet. Is today the day? We got 2 more maps to go. We got Nepal, we got Junkertown. How do you see this one playing out, Crumb?
Let me just word it like this. If Shanghai is to get a win today, it will be because Philadelphia lost it.
Okay. Yeah.
That's not a great way to get your first match win.
I would say this, Bucket.
What? No, they're playing
I would
poorly.
say this, Bucket, okay? Nepal is Philadelphia Fusion's worst map. We've heard Neptuno say in the past that they're really not comfortable on Nepal. Then we're heading into Junkertown. Both teams are 2-6 on Junkertown. So in many ways, it sort of plays into Shanghai Dragons. If you go to a Game 5, then we've seen that Philadelphia, they've lost 2 times in a row on Oasis, of course. So really, I mean, I'm bullish. I'm bullish on Shanghai Dragons. Poggers.
We got the Poggers here from Johnny. Anyone else believe in the Shanghai Dragons here in the second half? The Blizzard Arena wants to see it happen. We'll find out if it'll come true. That's going to do it for our halftime coverage. But for now, we got to touch in with one of my favorites. Fraggy from the Philadelphia Fusion is known for his aggressive tank play. But did you know there's more to his game than just holding down left click? Well, we got a chance to sit down for him in this week's edition of Game Set, sponsored by Omen by HP.
Now Frankie with the Primal Rage, just zoning people with Frankie, pumping that Primal Rage all over Shaz right now. And he's going to find Asher.
Fraggy playing very, very well today.
Hello, I'm Jon Laine, Fraggy in game. I'm from Philadelphia Fusion. So I play a lot of Winston and Reinhardt. I play main tank. So the most important in game setting is mouse sensitivity, for sure for me. So I use 1600 DPI on my mouse. So in game, my heroes, I'm using 2.50. Apart from Winston and Reinhardt, when I use double that, that's 5 with 600 DPI. So I need a higher sensitivity with the tank heroes. So with tanks, with Winston and Reinhardt, you need to like look around a lot. So you need to have a higher sensitivity, in my mind at least, so you can switch your point of view faster. So I usually have like just everything in low, 75% render scale, because you need a high FPS, so you don't have input lag in game. So we use in Overwatch League, and me personally, we all use 240 Hz monitors. So you need to have at least 240 FPS, and most systems can't really keep high FPS without low settings. So I like to keep everything low and 75% render scale, and that's like I think the sweet spot where the game like looks kind of clear still, and you have highest FPS. So in Windows, most important thing is to have your power options. You need to have high performance. That's like a really basic thing for like all gamers, because otherwise your CPU will not be like at full capacity and might like go up and down in performance, and you might get FPS drops in game. So that's pretty important to have. I guess I just research a lot online, or like what FX settings. I test them out myself, how it feels in game, and I just like, it's a lot of experience trying out different settings. The HP by Omen builds are really good. They give the FPS high enough for our needs. It's pretty tough, you know, to get like over 240 FPS, so it's really nice that they have good enough systems to get pulled off. I think in Overwatch, the CPU is the most important one. So you want to have, for higher frame rates, you need to have like a really high clock rate. If you want to stream at the same time as playing, you want to have at least like 6 cores. Nowadays for Overwatch, a really high clock rate, at least like 4.5 Hz for Intel Core CPUs. So you get like over 40 FPS. I guess some people play with lower Hertz monitors, so you don't need as high FPS. But usually you want to have at least like 144 Hz monitor, because it's like a pretty big advantage compared to 60. So as long as it feels good in game and I just like have fun playing game, it's alright.
Killed by Fraggy, and there's nearly no one left for the
The Overwatch League is brought to you by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League. Intel, the official computer processor of the Overwatch League. And by T-Mobile, America's fastest network ever.
It's the Shanghai Dragons. It's the Philadelphia Fusion. The Shanghai Dragons are slowly becoming fan favorites.
That's all they need for Philadelphia Fusion to take map 1. It is a field day for Philadelphia Fusion to end this one, and Philly with a 2-0 lead. That's looking pretty good. Shanghai will get the map win on Oasis. And it looks like Shanghai has held it, and we are going to the tiebreaker. And that is it. Philadelphia Fusion will be taken to the limit, but will still take the win.
Yeah, so they have gone the distance before. At least we have that, but it has been quite some time since that first stage. Both of these teams have evolved, they've matured,
but
grown beards.
To see the two maps that they won, Junkertown coming up. Oasis would be our tiebreaker coming up. I'm all aboard. I'm all aboard the Dragon Hype train. Like,
You want to hop on that train with wheels?
Needs
Get
to
this
happen.
going.
Look, next week the schedule gets even harder for Shanghai. They have to play New York and London next week. Those are the last two matches that they have in Stage 3. So I would like to see them get a win before Stage 4. Philadelphia's opened the door, and I'm just, walking past the guys during halftime. The prevailing feeling walking past Philadelphia was just like I don't know, can you put the term "what the hell" into a feeling? Because that's how it looked like. Meanwhile, I walk past the Shanghai dugout. It's the happiest I've ever seen them. They're boisterous, they're talking. The feel between these two teams could not be any different right now.
Yeah, now it's going to be a question of whether or not Carpe is going to do a bit of an effect around face and just start smashing heads. Because there are
smashing doors.
Yes, there are certain players out there who refuse to say die and who refuse to lose to Shanghai. Dragon's Effect was one of them. Carpe is certainly going to be another. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see how things pan out here because, hey, it's Shanghai, right? It's just getting one win. But all the other teams right now, it's like, who's going to be the team that loses to Shanghai Dragons and gives them that one team?
It's the reverse pressure on right now.
Exactly.
Also, Philadelphia needs these map wins to get Stage 3 playoffs. They were riding so high on it, but they have not looked themselves lately. And I think it is, there comes a point where maybe you're paralysis by analysis. You're thinking too much. And this is a team that's free-feeling. They're good on aggression. I mean, that's how Fraggy plays. Yeah, that's how Fraggy plays. That's how EQO plays. When Snillo comes in, they just go for it. And right now, it seems like they might be overthinking things. All that said, Shanghai is still winless on Nepal. It is tied up 1-1. We're in a de facto best of 3 between the Shanghai Dragons and Philadelphia Fusion.
Let's see who's going to pull ahead, take the lead now. Both teams charging straight into the middle. Dia going to go ahead and set up in the usual spot here for Soldier over by the Brass Elephant. What was the nickname we came up again?
I think you came up with, yeah, it was some sort of acronym.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there.
BBE, Big Brass Elephant.
Yeah, the BBE.
Otto takes on Carpe. That's the first kill, and usually when a Tracer dies in that position, it's going to be very hard to resurrect. Tracers are always messing around somewhere where it's very hard for your Mercy to get in. Fearless just going to zone him out. First control taken for Shanghai.
Excellent start. Taking the fight right to him. No fear here from Shanghai Dragons. They've got nothing to lose. It's on Philadelphia now to just stabilize and get that confidence back. Carpe and Nato going toe-to-toe. Having a bit of a duel right now. And EQO under pressure. He's got to get out of there.
Fearless did a lot of tickling up there. They did not check that corner. Winston's almost always going to be on high, making sure that they don't come through unscathed. I'm going to try to put some pressure on the boy. Fraggy is out in no man's land. He is way behind. I don't know what he's looking to set up.
I mean, EQO right now is heavily under pressure. Fraggy is the one who's trying to go ahead and get into the pack line of Shanghai Dragons. Fair enough, but you're alone. You're Winston. You've now got 4 of them. Everybody's falling back to the site now. He can't survive long enough. Ado will finally find the kill on Fraggy. And EQO is going to have to dash back to safety as well, but that's not going to happen.
They did pop the Valkyrie, and that's completely fine. As long as the Valkyrie results in a one fight and no one dying on your team, you will take that. They will also reset Neptuno. That does give Philadelphia the small advantage going in of having both support ultimates available for their team. Freefeel actually has not done a whole lot on the Zenyatta this far because he's only at about 60%. But Otto with the parting shot, a predictive pulse bomb. Don't throw it where they are, throw it where they're going to be.
And that was cool. Forces him into the corner, right into it. Well, now, you're right. We've got both support ults up here for Philly, so let's see how this is going to go for the push. They are moving together as a unit. This time, Fraggy is here with the rest of his team. EQO's got the Blade as well, and Neptuno with the preemptive Valve. Trying to get the chain heals going out. Fraggy doing the best that he can to line of sight. Shanghai Dragons right now mitigate some of that damage, but they have yet to find a kill.
Where's Dia in this mix? Tactical Visor will come out eventually. Now that that's out, Transcend has to come out for both sides, actually, looking for a little bit more damage. Meanwhile, Shanghai's been in control at this point the entire time. Blade from EQO.
Yeah, this is going to be big. There's no falling back out. It is done. 2 kills there for EQO. And Carpe, in the meantime, playing cleanup duty on the rest. The reflex right in his face. Dia not long for this world, and they will get pushed back. It is going to be the flip for Philadelphia Fusion, but at 93% for Shanghai Dragons.
One fight away. The only issue is that they used pretty much everything to try to hold on to that point and stall out. But on the other side of things, as did Philadelphia. Philadelphia's really only got Primal Rage to work with, everyone else working their way back up to it. Meanwhile, remember, Altering used that Valkyrie in the fight that they won beforehand. Because of that, his timing is significantly different than everyone else's. He's at 80%. They could Valk into this fight.
Yeah, He's going to be able to farm that up real quick here. Fearless actually should probably give it to him right now. So we could have the Valk. Edo again trying to force Boombox into the pulse bomb. Not quite going to happen this time around.
Valk immediately popped right there, and that is a huge helix on EQO.
Now there we go. Dia stepping it up. Fraggy got the primal. He's going to try and push them off the side, but he's not finding too many targets to play with, unfortunately for him. And with that Discord, even a primal Winston can get melted pretty quick. Altering gets Free Field back into the fight, and Dia just staying alive forever.
Yeah, Fearless will go down, but that was bound to happen. He made so much space for the rest of his team to get in here. Tactical Visor ready, probably going to wait for the Transcend to fade.
We'd love to get Poco DMAX as well. That would be lovely. Pulse Bomb gets thrown in. Unfortunately, not going to connect for Carpe. And so now, Dia, when does he decide to get in here? With Poco there to D-Matrix, it could get nasty. And well, sure enough, Poco in the perfect position to mitigate this. Fraggy, however, can't say the same. He is taking damage. Does manage to dodge back. And great positioning there from Philadelphia Fusion to make sure that no kills come from that Tac Visor.
Another decent res, though, brings Free Field back into the mix. 67% before he gets to Transcendence as well. Otto's looking to end this right now with a Pulse Bomb.
He's trying to find that high-value target, but a tank would do just fine as well. If you could get a DMAC on Poco, that'd be a big deal. Fraggy gets overwhelmed immediately. Nice focus fire. Carpe, however, is doing work. Both of the supports dead for Shanghai Dragons. Addo does manage to take down Boombox, but Neptuno is still in this fight, flying high with the Valk. And this is going to be the end here. Shanghai Dragons, will he be able to hold? It's not looking likely. Geguri DMAC'd immediately. Addo now going to try and keep it alive for the rest of the team. Doing the best that he can, but he is the only one here for now.
1v3. Altering's going to get back in here. Flies to the corpse, trying to get on the point. He's going to at least touch, but only for a moment. Dia and Free Field trying to get heroics. They got Transcend, maybe.
Oh, but Boombox there with the trance of his own. So this is going to cancel out, but this is buying valuable time here for Shanghai Dragons. Geguri is going to be able to get back into the fight, but...
Oh, looked like he was on it.
Yeah.
He was not. Fearless, barely just off the point. 93 to 100, but closer than I anticipated given the map record coming in here. Philadelphia breathing a sigh of relief right there.
Yeah, there's like no joy for Philadelphia Fusion. It's more wide-eyed surprise at how close and hard this fight is right now.
It's panic. You do yourself a disservice if you look past Shanghai. If you've looked at some of their recent matches, yeah, there are maps that they disappear on, but there's maps where just 2 of the 3 players can come off and just absolutely almost win a game for you. So this has got to be super stressful for Philadelphia. Shanghai, no one expects much. You're playing all pressure free, and they seem so much looser than Philadelphia did.
They seem like they're having a good time. So moving together now, let's see. Will they be able to find that first W? They need to get this point here to have a chance. And so it will be a quick push coming in here from Philadelphia Fusion. Fraggy is back on his Reinhardt. He's happy as could be. Gets to slam people in the face with hammers.
They just get walked in on. This is tank heavy. This is exactly what Philadelphia likes to run on this point. You put EQO on the Roadhog, then Fraggy gets to play his favorite hero in the Reinhardts. They're going to put some pressure on the point, but all for naught. They're going to have to get out of here. First capture, Philadelphia.
Oh, and then we will have the percentage growing. Boombox, no surprise to see he's nearly got Coalescence. Gathering up again here on the high ground, and Carpe looking for the flank, just covering, getting some information here for his team. They're actually going to rotate over. Looked like they thought they were going to go through the left here, but EQO, now they're starting to get on the same page here, Philly.
You can stay in this composition one more time until people get ultimates and start using them, and then you might have to rethink going for dive. Even though I think it's Shanghai's best composition, maybe throw a Reaper in here. It's a nice pulse. Did that get eaten up somehow?
Got eaten by Poco. The Coalescence is out there, shining bright, healing everybody up again and doing damage simultaneously. They're trying to fight. They're trying to find that kill right now. Shanghai Dragons, here we go. Edo, he's got the blade. That's a big finishing ultimate, and sure enough, he will find EQO. Couldn't get a second, and yes, Boombox! No escape for him. Neptuno not gonna live for long either. It's Altering to find the kill there, and it is Shanghai Dragons flipping the point at 43% for Philadelphia Fusion.
Get in here and punish. Then you got to chase down some of these kills. They were able to chase down Fraggy at least. He's not going to get out unscathed. So they do a little bit of chase. Poco's going to get out alive and now in control of the point, having used the blade on that last point. But Shanghai only had the blade up, so that's the only ult they used. They need to dodge Shatter though. Fraggy always has Shatter up. You have to assume he does just based on how he plays.
Hey, he's always swinging away. Farming it quick, and this is an all-out brawl. There's the Pandia. Gets smushed against the wall by Fraggy, and well, now Fraggy, he doesn't care. He's just going to swing his hammer forever.
Well, meanwhile, they've lost 2 though. Fearless is the one swinging hammers. Hammers has a fist, gets the Shatter on Fraggy off the edge. Fearless gets himself 4.
Fearless with the big plays, the primal. to rule all primals.
You rarely see fights out there. Almost never will you see fights out there, and I love that from Shanghai. You take it to them when they're not expecting it. That was a strange Transcendence to come out, but then the team's like, all right, I can work with this. I can get in here. They get the shatter out, and they get the fight win.
There's the stick. Fraggy dropping dangerously low. They did a good job of spreading out the Philadelphia Fusion. No collaterals, although Addo will find Boombox. The headshot there. Addo just going to work right now. EQO is gone. Neptuno under pressure. Dia really pouring it on right now, not allowing him to heal his team. And they will get overwhelmed. 67% and counting for Shanghai.
Don't have to kill the healer as long as they're out of the mix. Dia does well to not get booped off the edge there, and now they are in the one fight away territory. Otto gets in there. I think this is the kill on the Moira immediately. Just the straight up Shuriken Dome.
Yeah, that was so big. Reflect as well.
He's got another blade. Otto's been so good for this team. He's gotten better every single time I've seen Shanghai play.
Meantime, Carpe is looking for his angle. No pulse, though, to work with. But yeah, with the blade up, this is going to get difficult now for Philadelphia Fusion. Blade gets thrown in, and it is going to be instantly rewarded with a kill on Boombox. Neptuno dead. Addo right now doing all the work, finding the kills in each of these fights that are making the difference for Shanghai Dragons. They've nearly got it in the bag, and it will happen. Shanghai tying it up 1-1.
We're going to the Sanctum here. Otto with a heck of a game. It was a small mistake towards the end there too, because they initiated with barrier and Otto didn't catch it. Otto didn't have the barrier there, still went forth anyway. Sally forth and cut that team apart, got the supports down very quickly. This could be an interesting matchup though. You're gonna see Widow here. You're very likely going to see Junkrats at some point come into the mix. I don't know, I could expect all sorts of compositions, but this is a map where Widow's just got so many great sight lines and it forces the team to play in different spots. It looks like Dia will take up that mantle for the side of Shanghai. This would be an interesting switch for Philadelphia. Carpe is normally their Widow ace, EQO on it at the moment.
Yeah, this is a change. We'll see how it pans out here. What's interesting, again, is no Orissas either. That's usually the tank of choice for the main tank role, and instead, we will have Fraggy on the Winston. Fearless is rocking the Roadhog right now. Giguri on Dia, no surprise there. Diva, rather. And well,
oh, he's looking for the cheeky slam. Fraggy out in no man's land. Again, Fraggy trying to set something up. This worked so well for them on Junkertown with him and Snillo. Fraggy playing, you know, just Fraggy ways. But where's the extra damage gonna come in? They don't necessarily have the setup. Carpe's gonna join him. Good healing on a free field keeps him alive.
Oh, buddy, that's big. Freefield finds a kill on Fraggy. Fraggy was tasing 3 of them, but he gets no kills out of it. EQO will win the duel versus Dia, but a great hook coming in from Fearless. Protected by the D-Matrix. Poco Johnny on the spot, keeping his squishies alive.
First, control goes over to Shanghai here, and Freefield getting that kill while they got dove on is such a great just moment for Shanghai, because that's been the problem. That's what the best teams do. They protect their Zenyatta in the back line. You see right there, Boombox gets protected as well. Otto will fall.
And now Fearless.
He's gonna have Whole Hawk.
Yeah, he's got to take a breather as well. Finds the kill on Fraggy, the parting shot here. He's not going down without a fight. Trying to push people off into oblivion as well, into the murder chasm, but he will get deleted at the end, and the flip will come through here for Philadelphia Fusion. Dia at risk, and yes, Carpe finds him.
They're gonna have to reset here. You don't even want to peek out these front doors. EQO is gonna look for a sight line. God, Widow's got all these little perches here, and she's always safe because of that grappling hook. Couple of quick ones to the dome right there for Fearless.
That was spicy. But then he only really gave ult charge over there.
Dia's got Infrasight now, gives him the edge in this Widow duel. EQO gonna play a little safer.
Does he find one of the supports? That's gonna be big because in the meantime, Dia right now is going off. Carpe and Boombox both dead, both headshots as well, as clean as could be. Poco on the point trying to delay things, but he's gonna get run over. Well, no, shot again by Dia, and there's the flip.
This is vintage Dia. This is what we know he's capable of. He did this to Fleta in the preseason. I always bring it up, but I was always so impressed by it. Fleta, who was the Stage 1 MVP by a lot of people's votes. Dia went toe-to-toe with him on Junkertown. He's capable of bringing it to the Widow. Philadelphia has banked up every ultimate in their arsenal right now, though. On the other side of things, though, Shanghai not looking shabby either.
That's pretty much the same thing. I was hoping to exactly catch him in a group here, but unfortunately doesn't manage to get the stick. That would have been big. Boombox pinned against the wall, forced to use Transcend, and Carpe will find the punish on Fearless. We'll see if they can manage to get the res off with altering, as Freefield is going to be the one to throw his Trance into the fight now as well, zooming onto the point.
They just want to trade this for percentages. Altering will come out of Valkyrie mode, be able to resurrect Fearless. Now Dia on the point of all things. A self-destruct comes in over the top. Gets 2! Did not see that coming, Vintage Poco.
No way did we see that coming. Free field, Fearless, Ado, everybody dying in Philadelphia Fusion now. What looked like a lost fight, they can turn it around. They can flip the point.
So both teams used just about everything that they had in that fight, and this is actually still fine right now for Shanghai. 90%, 1 fight away. We probably have 2 good fights left on this map, and all they need is 1 more. Kaguri's gonna have self-destruct. Dia will have the upper hand again as he pops his ultimate.
Let's say Carpe changing it up. Wants to watch the flank here.
Well, there's not gonna be a flank possible. He knows that. Infrasight's up. You can't flank at this point.
Let's go, EQO. Getting dropped down to half. Edo finds Boombox somehow.
Should be rezzed.
And Neptuno should be able to get back over there. Yep, sure enough. But Fearless is looking to punish that. Is he going to be able to get in here, get something out of it? No, Poco will be able to fend him off, but they snuck the point in the meantime. And now the pressure is on here for Philadelphia Fusion. They're the ones who are going to have to get out here and try and flip it back.
They're just gonna let them take it back, but that does buy valuable time. That's about 10% that could have been on the board for Philadelphia that's not going to be there. Still in this 1 fight away mode. But now Philadelphia's had time to bank ultimates. Both support ults will be up. Shanghai will have at least Valkyrie for this next fight. Looking for a giant play from either Otto or Kaguri here.
Say, will it happen? Well, point blank, there we go. That's one way to do it.
Unresable, absolutely unresable as well. This is 6v5.
Let's go. Neptuno gets the wings out though. Boombox gonna cancel out the pulse with a trance of his own. Both support, ultimate's out, and Carpe just in the nick of time, brought back into the fight.
Boombox yanked off the edge by Fearless. A self-destruct on the point for Poco. Kaguri's got to get in here with her own self-destruct. Altering's gonna res free field. No, he gets pushed off of the res, and Philly will take the stage and take the map.
That is unbelievable. How close it is. Neptuno, he gets the res on Carpe in the end, brings him back into it. And despite it all, Shanghai Dragons unable to make it happen. Philadelphia Fusion will pick up the 3rd map in this series. And yeah, Poco. Look at that. That was sick.
It just leaves it there. And the thing about that is the timing so perfect. The fuse burns down right there. We are going to Junkertown next with everything on the line between Shanghai and Philadelphia.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by Intel, the official computer processor of the Overwatch League. T-Mobile, America's fastest network ever. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
now there's going to be that additional pressure here to stand up and get the job done.
You really see teams pushing each other to a higher level.
How do you continue this momentum right now?
It's like a marathon, you know, you got to be ready to go the distance.
When people talk about history, I want to be in that discussion.
It is something that takes an incredible amount of skill to be the best at.
I got to chat to the Philadelphia Fusion coach at the end of halftime, and he actually told me that they didn't expect to drop a single map against the Dragons. However, they were taken aback by the style the Dragons are playing. It's just very simplistic, aggressive, straightforward dive. And at the moment, no other team in the league really plays that way. And on top of that, he also said that currently his team is experiencing a bit of a slump. He said that the season has been grueling and very taxing. It is a rough schedule on all those players, and it's kind of hard to motivate yourself every single day to perform on such a high level. Let's see if they can get it together on the last map, and for that, we're handing back over to our casters.
Thank you very much. You know what? We've been to the Philly Fusion House, Hex.
Yeah.
I propose that daily they sit in that jacuzzi, maybe go for a swim, couple laps in the pool, get some physical exercise in there. That might help. Because, I mean, their pool is like, what, an Olympic-sized pool. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to that pool until they get the zip line from the treehouse to the pool.
Yes.
I mean, I brought it up to them several times. There's apparently safety concerns.
What? You can always put padding on the bricks.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Exactly.
Come on. All right, come on, Philly guys.
Speaking of that Philly Fusion team house, there is a player who's not going to be playing right now for Philly, but he's going to do an AMM. If you have Twitch All Access, stay tuned afterwards. Still is going to be doing an AMA. I think I said AMM, but that's irrelevant.
AMA, I used to say AMA, and then I would get like mad trash thrown at me for that.
Yeah, so don't ask you anything. Ask Snillo anything. That's right after our set today, but this one could be going to 5 here somewhere. We're going to Junkertown. 2-6, both of these teams on Junkertown. Nepal was really, really close considering Shanghai is 0-8 on Nepal. Couple of steps here and there in a different direction, and this could be a completely different series, but they still got a chance.
This is the map where anything goes. Don't pay attention to those rules scrawled on the wall. They don't make any sense anyway, clearly. This is all about what do you got in your back pocket? Are you going to get out here? Double sniper, give me the pirate ship, throw it all in there with the dive, just get going.
Well, Pure Escort has been Shanghai's best map type throughout all of the Overwatch League. They were good on Dorado. They're decent here so far. I mean, as decent as you can be with the record that they have. But I actually really like that they were just playing Pure Dive. I said it before our first map began. I'm like, just get to your fundamentals. If you can run dive, you can start expanding and run everything. A little fish molly in chat right there.
That's what Shanghai wants to do to Philly.
Decapitate?
Yes, exactly, and then eat them later.
Yeah,
That's how they roll. They're dragons.
Yeah, fish eyes are, I guess, a delicacy. I've never had a fish eye. I will eat almost anything, but I will not eat stuff I can see its eyes.
Because it's a window to the soul, Hex. You're such a softy. All right, let's get into it. Freefeel is moving forward. He is going to be running the Bastion. He is going to be the primary source of firepower for the Shanghai Dragons, as Addo is going to be rocking the Widow as well. So let's see. No shield is safe where this man is concerned.
Yeah, that's just going to be the shield cracker. Nice flank there, but he who hooks second hooks last, and that is Fearless going down. The rest of his team there, so they're going to back up a little bit. They are running this crossfire offense, popularized by Soul. You get 2 snipers, you've got a Hanzo and a Widow. This gives you all the information in the world. That Sonic Arrow comes out, he knows where that tank is. When Infrasight comes up, you know where everyone is as well. They are going to try to get back on the cart. Gaguri on Orisa. He's going to put that shield up. Ooh, but Dia goes down to Carpe.
Sitteth down, Dia. This is what Carpe is currently mouthing. And well, he says the same thing to Addo as well with a bullet to the face.
Carpe with 2 kills, can't res them both. Dia does get back in the mix. Dia is way far behind. Freefeel's under some pressure now. They're getting pushed out, and they get cleaned up. Carpe is tired of this, wants to end this series right now.
He's deciding to end he's deciding enough is enough. As Carpe, he didn't get caught by the Hanzo play earlier. Wow, what a launch. Ooh, no way!
Dirty.
So sick.
Yeah, perhaps the image of a fish head awakens something in Carpe.
No one can hide from my
sight. Man's gotta eat. Let's go. I mean, he is on a flank right now. Just sniper battles all over the place. Orbs flying through, but he will get a body shot. Freefeel will get topped back up again, but now he knows. He's looking for the angle.
Infosight finally fades. Tyre coming in, looking for targets. He's got the supports in mind. He's gonna go off the edge. Nice evasion by Altering.
Yeah, flying right on out there. You gotta admire it though from EQO. You gotta make the big plays sometimes. Dia does get picked, or rather gets the pick on EQO, but we will have Neptuno, or rather Boombox, my mistake, getting that res up. It is gonna be Neptuno on the hog, of course.
Insta-res right there. It's a little odd. Boombox used to be one of the guys who would go on to different DPS. Fearless goes down yet again, got hooked and then ejected. Dia continues to do very well. Kaguri just walking right in on Fraggy, who's all alone.
Yeah, he's got the pocket healer Gigaguri, so she will get topped back up again. Dia also getting topped by Altering, but eventually the overwhelming just focus fire coming in from Philadelphia Fusion. What a shot again, Carpe.
He's been getting Altering on the retreat a couple different times. I really thought that Gaguri could have just kept walking towards on Fraggy. He used the harden ability to try to live through that, but there was no one near him. And then they lost their healer on Gaguri. She tried to retreat, was taken down as well. So it's just that last kind of choice to not go for it there. Now Carpe knows that his opposing Widow has Infrasight up. Gonna play very safe.
Headshot there instantly. Giguri does have to back up. Not going to be bothered by the halt, but there's a double stick. Boombox taking EQO with him.
Not resurrecting that one. Not coming back from that one. Otto has been the carry on this team so far in this set. Gaguri back in the mix as Altering uses that res. Dia takes down Carpe. Good looking push. Now push your advantage. It is 6v3.
You got to get in here. They were able to hold their own. Poco and Fraggy with that supercharger just boosting their damage. But eventually, they're going to have to go for the reset here. Fraggy's got a long walk back.
That Tyre.
Though with the double Tyre onto Altering Dia. Free field falls as well.
That Tyre took so long to get where it was. I was no one able to shoot it down. He comes up over the rooftop and gets two in the back line. And that might be the Tyre that ends the offense for Shanghai here. One decent push left. Gonna need some heroics. The hook misses from Fearless early on. The halt hook combo has not really been there. Supercharger is ready, but can they get in position near enough the cart to use it?
You want to get that down, plop it on the cart. Neptuno right now. Does he realize where Dia is? This could get nasty.
It's on Otto to touch. He gets in there, blinks on it. Oh yeah, he's at the bush. What is this, Fortnite?
Oh buddy, oh buddy. What is this? Trying to force him in. We have the supercharger. It is going to get caught, though. Free field is done. EQO finds the supercharger. The Bongos is dead. Gaguri, however, maintaining positioning on this payload, and Poco just barely makes it back in time. 3 meters left.
But he's out in no man's land. Poco should be taken out immediately right now. He's still just mucking around the cart. They take down the Tyre this time. It does not get anything done. And Gaguri walks it in. Neptuno's just dancing around. They should get an extension here. Desperation from EQO, but they will grab first point.
Whew. 2.5 minutes for them to walk it through the winding roads. And while they've already set up the position on the high ground here for Philadelphia Fusion. Can't cut it much closer than that, though, Hex.
No, and Gaguri's done that a couple times. Just understanding the objective, taking a lot of free push. And even though she didn't get it all the way in, it forces a response. It forces that everyone else has to come back and focus, and the rest of your team can get them while their backs are turned.
Let's say, are they going to be able to crack it here? As Gaguri now swapped over, no longer on the Orisa, will be able to pressure on the high ground. Fearless and Dia going to work. 3 quick kills. Make that 4. Philadelphia Fusion getting overrun. That is definitely now how things were supposed to go here for Philly Fusion. Are they going to have time to run back out here? They should be able to get one more contest, but they have to run through the choke points now. That's going to be tricky.
A nice free resurrection, too, brings Dia back in here so he can watch the chokes that are up top. Carpe pops Infrasight, knows where they are. Does seem like they want to contest. Neptuno will be first to the gate.
Fraggy getting a bit too big for his britches there, though.
Oh, Neptuno gets bullied out as well. They just walk it in.
There we go. Second point picked up. 2 minutes 45 on the clock, and Gaguri decided to take the fight to him. If he can find Boombox, this would be big. And Boombox gets picked off by Dia. When are we going to get the second support? When are we going to get the swap? Boombox, he gets killed with Valk.
Yeah, that's rough. At some point, Neptuno's got to switch. I'm trying to look at the overhead to see if he's going back towards spawn. No, he's just lurking below on normal pack right now, 54%. I don't know, I think it might be time to go. Neptuno's not been having the biggest impact anyway on Roadhog. They need a second support, but you would have to switch then too. I think they'll switch after Boombox uses Valk. You want Neptuno on Mercy, Boombox on Zenyatta.
Exactly right, and there we go. Valk comes out now. Lots of bullets to the face from Addo, just melting him, and there it is. Post bomb right into it. Fearless. We'll find the kill eventually. Dia gets the snipe. We're trading kills back and forth. Self-destruct kills. Gaguri takes down EQO in the mix. And Altering will be able to get the res off. Gaguri back into this fight. will get her mech.
Altering twice as many resurrections, what was a big problem for them on the first map has become a strength as the series has progressed. They will continue to look forward. One of the last fights that they won, Fearless just crushed it with a whole hog. He's got it ready again. They will spot him out, so those people will not be leaving that spawn anytime soon while he's still there. Infrasight has been popped as well.
Dia's got the angle though, the advantage.
Whole hog's out, just pushing them off the cart, but they should be taking some progress while this is happening.
Yeah, he needs to try and get that presence on there. A couple meters gained. Fair enough, Fearless still hunting, and there it is, the long range. Poco, unbelievable. The D-Matrix though from Poco sacrifices himself to maintain Boombox in this fight, and they're contesting with 1 meter left on this payload. It's do or die time, and while it's Philadelphia Fusion doing all the dying at this point, it will be Shanghai Dragons pushing it forward and collecting all 3 points on Junkertown.
With over a minute left in their bank. The thing about Hook nowadays, they've changed his gun. If you played a lot of Overwatch in the past, you could hook someone and they're just gone, right? But they changed the damage output. But what that hook did, it pulls him out of position. Now the Zen's got to be worried about. And the Mercy has to stay on the Zen. And the Diva has to come back. That is 1 hero making 3 heroes pay attention to him. The rest of it's to clean up on the cart while they're getting progress. Beautiful hook there at the end. He was looking for it a couple times. Got pushed out, had to go back, but he camped that doorway. Never let them come back together as a team. Nice play there from Fearless. If Shanghai defends any point along Junkertown, going to Oasis.
Going to the map. Oasis and all-out chaos.
Oasis, a map that was in the Stage 1 pool that Shanghai beat Philadelphia on earlier this year.
Yes, a different team, different setup.
Completely different team. I didn't even recognize half the players in that Shanghai video. They've made an overhaul of a roster. Improvements for the most part across the board. And Philadelphia's just gotten better and better. I mean, Stage 1, Week 2 or something like that. It was a long, long time ago. We will very likely see Boombox stay on this Bastion. They'll run it for a little bit at the very least. Carpe is he's not getting off of this Widow. Now what is troubling at the moment for the Shanghai defense is how are you gonna deal with this Widow? They're running triple tank with a Tracer. No Widow on the field, double support. Interesting setup, but you know what? The setup for the style that Shanghai played has seemed to thrown Philly for a loop so far. Maybe they won't be expecting this.
Rinse and repeat, keep it rolling.
I still think that you need something to check Carpe. Perhaps Gaguri is going to be on that duty. That's why Fearless is on the Orisa now as well. Definitely an interesting style. It's been a while since you've seen a team run any composition without a Widow here on Junkertown.
Yeah, the Widow has been the mainstay. On land, so good with the headshots, but we'll see. This could potentially pan out here as Shanghai Dragons are willingly giving ground here at the beginning. Getting a good bunch of push. There's Carpe winging a headshot right into Fearless. EQO finds that kill. We will get the DMAC on Gaguri, and there the follow-up. Carpe right now, hit shot after shot.
I also question how you're ever going to dislodge this Bastion here. You can send the Diva in, and she can defense Matrix onto it. Maybe you hit a hook, but you still need the follow-up from everyone else there. That's why you usually have a Junkrat, or you have a Tracer, maybe for the Pulse Bomb. Now they're even going to get off the Tracer. Auto goes to Genji. It looks like they're trying to transition into full dive. Dia will stay on this Roadhog for the moment because he's still alive, but you'd have to imagine that at some point he will go to either a Widow or a Tracer.
Let's say Dia looking for the long range. Not quite going to be able to get out there for free. Infrasight is in, and they do go for the dive, but Boombox getting pocketed is just melting them.
They dove on him. Finally, Freefield's able to take him down, but it took a lot of resources to get there. Still, though, some nice cleanup, though. Poco down, Boombox down. Carpe still untouched in the back line. That res not going to go off.
That was sick. Ado even turning around, but he will get hooked. Reflect off of cooldown, though, and they are getting slowed down here, Philadelphia Fusion. Gaguri launched bodily up in the air by the Whole Hog.
EQ used the Whole Hog, does not get any kills, though. Some nice play from Otto to stay alive during that. Now Carpe has got to reposition himself. This is decent. They should be able to stagger EQO pretty heavily here. They pop Transcendence for it, but get a couple of late kills. No setup on the cart. They say, Boombox, your mother was a toaster. Put him back down into parts.
So, how does Boombox deal with that insult? He changes to Zen.
Come on, it's like, yeah, it does not help. It's not helping your case there, Boombox. It's the classic robot insult, man. Haven't you watched an 80s movie?
Let's go. Where is it? Edo, Gus. Well, I mean, right now they're just trickling in. This is sloppy stuff from Philadelphia Fusion. I think we're feeling the pressure right now, just trickling in one after another.
There's a lot of pressure, under 2 minutes. By the time the next fight happens, we'll be at about 1 minute and 30 seconds. Some ults up for the side of Shanghai. That is a huge pick, though. Altering, is he in position to be able to resurrect this? They do bring him back to life, still 6v6, and Otto has the Widow in his sights.
Yeah, Neptuno goes for the wings, right up. Straight in, but Otto is doing so much damage right now. Eventually leads to the kill of one tank. Poco gonna be able to get back around the wall, though. There's the D-Mech. You can even just leave him. You can just leave him. Yep, chucks the up off the side.
Otto bids adieu to both the Widow and Poco off the edge. 1 minute and 10 seconds to force a decisive map number 5. Shanghai's defense looking stout.
Looking very good, impregnable. The headshot again on Fraggy, putting him on notice. And yes, we have 60 seconds left here for the push to come through. Fraggy is just a bullet magnet at this point right now. Dia is having a great time, and this is positioning here from Fearless, trying to juggle him off the side. Maybe it will work as well. Does have to back off. He was so close to just getting so many kills, chucking him off the side of the cliff.
Was able to get Supercharger. Altering brings up Free Fuel, but gives his life for it. Free Fuel, earn this, earn this. Dia takes down EQO, brought back to life yet again. Free Fuel has Transcendence. That's why you can go all out and try to get that resurrection in on him. Does Shanghai want to fight this one back again? They still have like 3 people in this house right now. They can get back on here. They have to be mindful of the cart, though. It's getting walked in.
Yep, Otto's going to be there to contest. Giguri's there to back him up as well. Trance is going to top everybody back up. And well, with that Trance used...
Fearless went to the back line, took out Carpe. That's unrestable in position. Now EQ Otto, and Otto's got it. He dies himself, though.
This is going back and forth now. Fraggy moving his way forward. The pocket is there. They are still contesting on the points. Poco launching it up into the sky. Self-destruct will find the kill on Dia, but they've done the work. It's on Carpe now to just touch the point and can't make it in time. Shanghai Dragons extend the series. We're going the distance, Hex. It's tied up 2-2, and it's going to be settled on Oasis.
If you would have told me when we looked at the schedule for today that this was the map, this was the setup that was going to 5, I would not have believed you, but I could not be happier about it. Again, Shanghai beat Philly on Junkerton earlier. They redo that one. They beat Philly on Oasis earlier this year as well. We'll see what the results are as we head our way to Oasis between Shanghai and Philadelphia.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, America's fastest network ever. Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League. And by Intel, the official computer processor of the Overwatch League.
right, welcome back from the break, everybody. It could happen, Hex. This is it. Game 5 for Shanghai versus Philadelphia Fusion, and Philadelphia Fusion definitely look like they're running through the dark passages of their minds right now. They're trapped in their own skulls. They haven't figured out how to win.
I think it's probably the most pressure they've been under in quite a while, and this is a team that has to go against New York, and it's reverse swept, and a lot of bad things have happened recently, and I thought after that New York game where they got reverse swept, I could see them losing the game after. So I'm like, that just hurts. That hurts your brain, and it mentally and emotionally is hard to get back up. Now all the pressure in the world is on the Philadelphia Fusion. You don't want to be that team that loses to Shanghai. That's just how it is. Shanghai has not won a match in the Overwatch League so far. We're on the verge, and maybe even got there, of losing their 100th map in the Overwatch League. That might have happened already today. All for naught. Doesn't matter. They win Oasis. That's the only story we'll be talking about. We are going to a decisive map number 5. It is Oasis. And I could not be more excited. This is about as amped as I've been for Overwatch in at least a week or two. I don't know. I get to see a lot of great Overwatch.
Right. You've been amped for it. I mean, but it is going to be, this is special because it is an opportunity here. They're what, 0-27, 0-28 right now, Shanghai
0-27. This is their 28th match. They have 2 more next week, and as I mentioned, it's against New York Excelsior and London Spitfire. So that's really, really tough. I mean, the last 4 games that they've had, I believe, was Philly, New York, Boston was their previous match. I mean, they went against all these heavy hitters.
This is the thing, though. Shanghai now, they're in a tough spot because this is where it becomes real. They know it's possible. They could win. It's not just, hey, we're all messing around having a good time, you know, trying to figure it out. It's like, no. There's a chance to win. Now, can we get it done? Take advantage.
Absolutely pressure on them. Dia on McCree versus EQO on Farah. That's the battle you want to watch. Dia is on his best hero. Can he deal with EQO in the sky? Generally, it's Shadowbird who would be running the Farah. Not going to be the case today. Dia under pressure. Will get back out, though. Still bloodless. Now his Mercy's with him. Mercy's now with the tanks up front. They're going to take kind of a slower pusher. They're waiting for Dia to pop off. Captain of this team, one of the first announced on this roster. See what he can do. Can he bring them to victory?
Has been one of the standouts. Immediately tries to break the shield. Spotting the targets. He's worried about the flanks right now. It doesn't seem like they have eyes on Carpe. Carpe eventually will find him, though. Carpe does manage to get back to the pack, but Dia is still hunting. And yes, now that they know where Carpe is, exactly the preemptive flash. Dia trying to make the plays.
Well, they got to at least start stepping on this point, though. They don't want to give it up for free. That pulse pump comes in. Fraggy out of the fight. Denied the resurrection as well. Nice play from Otto. He has been so good this entire set.
Oh, yeah, keeping that pressure on. Boombox has to back off. Self-destruct thrown in by Poco. And well, there it is. EQO raining justice from above. Free Feel and Dia instantly deleted. And this is setting it up nicely here for Philadelphia Fusion. Now, can they just get the job done? It's a 4-on-4, 4-on-5 right now.
Otto's still trying to carry. Takes down Neptuno there late. No one has control just yet, and Fearless wants to see it that stays that way. Will pop Primal Rage, wait for his reinforcements to come in. If they can stall this out long enough, they will have an advantage eventually. But Philadelphia will capture the point. EQO in trouble.
Oh,
taken down.
So sick. There we go. Fearless finding it on high, but they will manage to get the point. Philadelphia Fusion to kick things off. Neptuno with the brave res right in the middle of nowhere. Gets covered by his team. EQO instantly up in the sky, and now it's Addo trying to capitalize on this, but with the Coalescence, it's going to be tough to kill anybody.
Well, it's Coalescence into Transcendence, though. No one should be dying, but meanwhile, Carpe did find Dia in the backline. That is a brave play from a Tracer. Takes down Free Feel as well. Carpe running wild, signals the retreat from Shanghai.
Yes, it is going to be prompting a change.
Yeah, Dia went to Widow here. Not something you always see, but I think if they feel that they have to have it for the Farah and Mercy combo, they would like to at least push them out. If you can push them out over the ocean, you can send Self-Destruct over there and get that kill most of the time.
Well, that's a shame there that Dia gives it away with a shot, because now, I mean, it's going to put EQO, it's going to make Neptuno aware of it. Oh, not the best grapple hook in the end, and that is going to put him in a bit of an awkward spot. Dia will get punched in the face. Fraggy goes for the ult just to collect the kill. And Giguri does have the self-destruct, can chuck it out here in the open.
Altering's having one of his best games awareness-wise. He saved Free Feel's life for the moment. He got stuck eventually, was able to bring him back to life, trying to get something done. The supports have worked much better together. Meanwhile, the ground war rages on. 70%. A self-destruct might be coming in here momentarily. You can use it to take out the combo. It's one of the best ways to use self-destruct on this map. Going to reset, though.
I think she made the rocket there at the end. Will get brought back up again. Now, yeah, EQO just goes right back, unchallenged, gets the launch rockets right into him.
Both support ults will be up for Shanghai. Dia switches to Tracer. There is no anti-Farah in the air right now. They're just going to focus on the ground fight. They have to.
They have to win it decisively as well. So long as Giguri stays alive, it's going to be difficult for EQO to find that perfect barrage unless he can get the positioning down pat. This is an opportunity here. With the reflect, though, it is risky. And yes, sure enough, there will be Giguri. Johnny on the spot. Managed to put the pressure here back onto EQO. EQO could just come plummeting out of the sky, though. Hits a direct rocket. Giguri, however, hunts him down. Great focus coming in from Giguri.
That's amazing. Giguri is not wanting to use the self-destruct because they know if you're out of mech, there's no way to stop these rockets, no way to stop the barrage. They will resurrect this as well. Carpe looking to find a big pulse from him. He's got his targets in his sights.
Yeah, he's really pouring it on right now. The pulse gets thrown out, not going to find a target. This force Fearless into a bit of an awkward spot, and he's not quite going to find the kill. Fearless dropping dangerously low. Will get topped up again. Addo, however, pinned with Carpe and Fraggy working on him.
And he had Dragon Blade up as well. He was so close to it. Had one more bit of damage, he would have had it. This barrage has been held for a while. It's been a game of chicken between Giguri and EQO so far. Meanwhile, all the other kills are coming out on the ground. Giguri tries to pressure him down, altering and free field down. That might just be the first stage here for Philadelphia.
It's looking likely. Could even throw it in. Self-destruct finally going to get used here, but EQO able to dodge it easily enough. We have not even going to happen. You want a blade here, have a whole bunch of rockets straight to the face. Philadelphia Fusion take the lead on map 5 in this series.
You can see the big sigh of relief coming out from the Viking in the middle of Fraggy. That was a big inhale and exhale. They've given themselves a little bit of breathing room here. One more stage and they will bring themselves back from the brink against Shanghai. Here comes that barrage.
Yeah, let's see it. Because it is going to be, yeah. Instantly. Instant death.
Hey, that's pretty gutsy as well if a deflect comes down there. I mean, but I think he's doing it during the animation. I'm not sure if you can cancel the animation and get a deflect. I play like zero Genji, but I don't think that's possible. Gets him there. That was just the capper off. They had already pretty much won that fight, just sealing the deal. Let us go to University. We're gonna see Fearless versus Fraggy, some Rhine games incoming. We've got whole new compositions. I haven't really seen Shanghai run this, but let's see how it goes. This might be a good RNG roll for Philadelphia. They're decent on this map.
Yeah, nicely done there by Poco, getting a lot of energy. All of a sudden, he's gonna start hurting here. The longer he stays alive, it's gonna become an issue for Shanghai Dragons. Love to see some Zarya play. We don't get to see enough of her. So, there it is, 92 energy now. You're really doing some serious hurt. Poco looking for the pin, not quite gonna find it. Fearless pinned up against the wall though, no barrier, and he will get overwhelmed by Fraggy, baiting him up into a tin can.
100% charge. Just the noise it makes is terrifying as well. If Dia's able to take down Carpe, they're still trading here. Gonna be very hard for the Divas in this matchup because of the Zaryas on the field. Cannot defense matrix those energy beams. You see Giguri gets melted out. First point taken by Philadelphia.
You know what it reminds me of, Hex, as we get the reset here? Something that's truly terrifying. A swarm of angry bees. You know?
Yes.
Like, that's stuff of nightmares.
Swarm of angry bees. Oddly enough, they made Vuvuzela sound the exact same way. I thought that's where you're going. Vuvuzelas terrify me.
Vuvuzela, yeah, but
it means there's soccer hooligans somewhere around.
You don't want to get punted. Okay, fair enough. Nobody wants that.
Shatter ready for Fraggy. He's waiting for them to come in. Will get pinned. Actually, they knock each other down. This is just mayhem. Grabs out at both sides. Sombers out at both sides.
Shatters out at both. No, there it is. And Fearless comes out ahead in the Shatter War, but Fraggy was bubbled, and this is going to be Carpe getting pinned. 2 kills coming in here for Shanghai Dragons. Giguri even throwing in the self-destruct for good measure. EQO, however, hanging in here.
She wanted a new mech. Otto will fall. Fraggy and Poco have combined for 2 here late, and despite the opening salvo from the Shanghai Dragons, they're being pushed back 55%, unable to gain control, and now evicted from the point. They have about 1 good push left into this, but no ults to work with, and they're gonna have to push into grab.
Oh, unbelievable. Fraggy picks up that kill on free field as he comes out of fade. This is just gonna slow things down further here for Shanghai Dragons. As free field will get the res back up. He should be able to get coalescence quickly as well. Poco with the grab though, and that can mean the world here for Philadelphia Fusion.
You cannot go in without Giguri up front first. You have to know grab is up. You haven't seen it yet this game. Giguri is going to be the one who is going to have to eat the graviton. It's gonna go into the wall.
Sick play. That's gonna bring him right into it. There's a coalescence, AoE damage, cleaving through everybody. 2 quick kills for the Philly Fusion. Giguri gets demeched as well, and this could spell disaster for Shanghai Dragons. They were so close, Hex. They were so close. 99 and into overtime. Giguri keeping it alive just a hair longer, but it's not going to be enough here. None of her teammates can get back to the point, and it will be Philadelphia Fusion. And they found a Philly fan in the crowd. It will be the Philadelphia Fusion picking up the win. Shanghai Dragons 0-28.
You raised my hopes and dashed them quite expertly, Shanghai. My heart breaks yet again for the Dragons, but on the other side of things, Philadelphia stepping back from the brink, not going to be the team who loses first to Shanghai. They still have some things to work out because the last several matches have been confusing if you watch Philadelphia. Not the same dominant style. Shanghai, ever closer. Have London and New York next week. They could be decent matches, but those are some of the best teams in the league. So is Philly. I don't know, it's really difficult to try to be a Shanghai fan. Love these guys to death. I know the desk agrees with me as well. Let's hear what they have to say.
Like we saw somebody in a Philly jersey frustrated that Philadelphia won. Everyone in this venue was cheering on the Dragons in that game 5.
I wasn't.
It's probably Daniel. He has like 18 jerseys. All right, let's get into the games here because we have 3 to get through. Also, a top 5 from the week still coming. But let's start it off here with Nepal, Johnny. Game 3 loaded up. Philly ends up taking it, but it went the distance all the way to a third stage.
Yeah, I mean, this is the game that it's going to haunt Shanghai Dragons, or you're just taking this game as a blessing, right? You went to game 5, you're doing improvements, but Nepal, it was so close. They could have gone away with this map, and then you go to Junkertown. They could have even snagged this game in 4. Because it was really back and forth. We went up the distance, and then you go into Sanctum, and really it's just back and forth.
I watched these plays, and I think you got to keep Otto on Genji in the future, right? They didn't let him play Genji in that game 5. Do you consider that, or is this just a Nepal special?
Well, we'll get to that later, but it didn't seem like they had any experience on Oasis. So overall, yes, you should keep Otto on that Genji, in my opinion.
Just do it all the time.
That's a sick bomb there by Poco, by the way. He loves these where you angle them in the wall and it carries itself with its own motion. So you can't really predict the timing at which it's going to hit, which makes it a lot harder to run away from.
So tough. Junkertown was all Dragons. At first, it looked like they may get stopped short of point A, but once they started gaining some momentum, they went rolling.
Yeah, I mean, when you get the snowball rolling here, point B and point C is a lot easier. You can get stopped out on either point, really. But then they just kept the momentum going. You got a minute left in the time bank. It's looking good. And Philadelphia, they've been held on point A before. They got some success on this map. They got 2 wins, 6 losses. But overall, in this momentum, when you start losing on Junkertown, really it's hard to get away with the win in terms of momentum, in terms of attitude to the game, and you go into Oasis.
So Crumbs, game 5 loads up. Are you freaking out here? Because you said Shanghai had no chance. Johnny had some faith in them. How did you see this playing out?
Well, I thought that Philadelphia was going to be a lot more dominant here because in the game 5, it felt like, okay, Carpe will have to be stepping up. And in Oasis, there's just too many threats here. You see Dia, he has to go to the McCree. All right, are you going to deal with Carpe or are you going to deal with EQO? You can't really make up your mind on this one. So I thought that in this map it's going to be well, but I'm just breathing a sigh of relief for Philadelphia because I really think that had they lost here, the momentum that we keep talking about would have gone incredibly downhill for this team.
I mean, looking at this Shanghai Dragons team, I think that they just don't have the experience on Oasis. I can't see Shanghai Dragons practicing game 5s much nowadays. You just want to get the overall team cohesion and the play on point, so you're not really preparing for Oasis per se. And that's why we see them swapping around so many heroes on that garden stage. We saw that Dia started out on McCree, he swapped to the Widowmaker, and then you make the Tracer switch, so Dia's on Tracer and Otto's on Genji. They didn't really know what to play and how to counter this, and I guess it's a bit expected. You can't expect Shanghai Dragons to come into Oasis map 5, so much pressure, and really perform their A game.
It was tough, and they couldn't get the job done today. We know that Philly has been strong in game 5s in the past. They lost the last 2, but today they right their wrongs. And your player of the match sponsored by Omen by HP. It's got to be Carpe.
When everything does not work, Carpe remains always a constant threat for this team. He was that. The dives were not as coordinated as we had expected, but doesn't matter. Carpe still finds his own plays, and the plays are good enough for you to beat teams on your own.
Yeah, and Hex mentioned on the cast, of course, that we've had players in the past who refused to lose to the Shanghai Dragons. Effect for the Dallas Fuel was one of those guys, and you have to imagine Carpe was just the same. He just didn't want to be the first one to lose to the Shanghai Dragons, and as such puts on a stellar performance, 107-17 in terms of KD. Amazing performance.
Pretty darn good stuff. 59 final blows in the 5-map series while playing Tracer. That's going to do it for our final match of the week. But before we go, we got to wrap up week 4. It's time to break down the Puckett top 5 plays of the week. And Maybe not the best of the best, but the fun ones for me. We open things up with a pull forward combo. What's that shield? Don't worry about it. Pulling the hog up and over. Nice use of the hook there by Note. On to number 4, Jonak, showing it's not just the Zenyatta that he can blame with. The Mei comes out, 3 shock bodies hit the floor. We keep it rolling now to number 3. Jae-Hong, what happens when you get stuck? Oh, you bring it back to the guy who's stuck you, Snilla. Hold that, buddy. There's an L for you in the back pocket. Let's keep it going now. On to number 2. What is this one? The hack and slash combo. EMP comes in, Nevix over the top. Shock and awe all day long here at number 2. And your number 1 play of the week, it's going to the boy. Saya Player, the new best Widow in the league. I'll go ahead and give it to him. Sorry, Pine. Saya Player hits 4K. As Florida falls short of finishing the map against the
Player.
Not even fair.
More like Super Saiyan Player.
Super Saya Player, I like that.
You can't reuse that one.
That's right. All right, guys.
I've never used it before.
Make sure you, as you're watching the matches, use the hashtag OwlTop5. Let us know, what do you think is a top 5 worthy play? We'll take a look at it, put it in at the end of every
right here,
Saturday.
shirt.
I agree. You look fantastic in flowers. Let's close things out here with our Stage 3 standings, guys. It's just one more week before the stage playoffs on Sunday. Boston and New York have officially clinched their spots, but there's 7 other teams still in the running.
I mean, it's so even, right? There's 4 teams who are 4-4 going into the last week. I think there's 9 teams still in the running for the stage playoff spot. Absolutely ridiculous.
I don't want to do the math. Wake me up when I know.
I just told you guys, it's 2 people locked in, 7 still going. Keep up with me. Here we go, guys. The matches that matter next week. It's Boston, it's LA Valiant. That's happening on Thursday. Friday, Gladiators with a huge showdown against the Uprising, and London Spitfire still not out of the running. Get a chance to take on the Seoul Dynasty. It was an awesome week. We got a player signing coming up for everyone here in the Blizzard Arena, but for everyone watching on twitch.tv, I want to close out the show with something that's near and dear to my heart. I wasn't able to make it out to the Gamers Outreach event. It's Gamers for Giving, which is the 10th annual event held in Michigan. My buddy Zach Weibel doing some great things as they get together with players, personalities, streamers, basically anyone that is in the gaming scene, and it's all for a good cause. They're raising money to get gaming carts in children's hospitals. If you want to support their effort, they're nearing $300,000 this year, on their way to their $350K goal. Go to twitch.tv/gamersoutreach. Watch the events. They got an Overwatch tournament going on this weekend, as well as a number of other games.
Love that cause, actually. Didn't know exactly what it was. The pictures made it for me. I'm in.
Yeah, man, gaming carts. You're stuck in a hospital bed all day. Nothing better to do than game, right? Go over there. That's twitch.tv/gamersoutreach. For everybody here, thanks for watching. And if you're on the All Access Pass, coming up next, we got an AMA with the beautiful Snillo from the Philadelphia Fusion. We'll see you soon.
That's where he was.